Part 101. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 1002. His kiss was very soft, like snowflakes fell on his lips one after another, and then spread out little by little, with a bit of icy breath. But the movements of his hands were strong, and he didn't give her a chance to slip away, and slowly pressed her against the window. Although it was June, the temperature on the deserted island in the morning was extremely low, and there was a layer of ice on the windows. It was cold behind him, but his body was extremely warm, making one unable to resist getting closer. Bewitched by his kiss, Si fucking hugged his waist subconsciously, feeling the tight and delicate muscle lines. Time passed by every minute and every second, until there was a sound of dinner is ready outside, and his hands were slowly put down. It's just that she didn't back away completely, but lowered her head again, and tapped the tip of her nose. Go out to eat? Wait for me. Si fucking came back to her senses. She blinked her foxy eyes, and accused him, your character design has collapsed again. Yuzian twitched her brows slightly, and hummed lightly, what character design do you want? A ruthless and ungrateful emperor, he thoughtfully touched her face. His palm was warm, a pure and lovely boy. Or a wolf with ambition. He smiled slightly again. I think I can give it a try. Si fucking. Ji-yoon, you are finished. She didn't know this until after she left customs this time. Last year, on the 13th anniversary of Oracle, Ji-yoon announced the launch of Oracle Elf, an auxiliary mobile game. There are a lot of playable characters in it, both men and women, running through Eastern and Western cultures. Once launched, it exploded again. The characters mentioned by Yuzian are all popular and playable characters in Oracle Elf. I won't bother you anymore. Si fucking remained expressionless. You cook, I'll go out to get some air, it's a bit hot here. Yuzian didn't stop her either, and let her go around him. Si fucking pinched his face and pushed open the door. Several heads surrounded the door, and when the door opened, the owners of the heads took a step back instantly. Si fucking. Gossip is human nature, she understands it very well. However, the sound insulation of this villa funded by Raphael is very good, even if it is close to the door, it cannot be heard. Teacher Si, Lian Xiao was about to say something, but she suddenly stopped and stammered, your lips, did you go in and eat a lot of chili peppers? Si fucking was quite calm, she glanced at the kitchen door, it's very numb and spicy, it's cold, eat some chili to warm your body. Lian Xiao was successfully bluffed by these words, is that so? Netizens have gone crazy. Have you kissed? It must be a kiss. Hiss, I boldly guess that the numb and spicy baby Ching Ching refers to is not chili peppers, but a certain man. God, I can't imagine how cold-hearted and cold-hearted. Si fucking doesn't love himself at all. It's only the second day since the filming of the show, and he couldn't wait to kiss her. After a few days, he doesn't know what he's going to do again, right? The comments of black fans and Shinzai have been overwhelmed by the crazy MuSI and other netizens barrage, and there is no chance to struggle. Here, observers are also expressing their opinions. Wei Ching Ching turned so red after entering the kitchen. Could it be that something terrible happened? Fuzang rubbed his chin, it seems that our selfish CP is progressing very well, and the other CP partners need to work hard. Shinzai came out of the kitchen, and Song Jinghui was in charge of serving the dishes. After hearing Lian Xiao say that Si fucking ate a lot of peppers, she raised her eyebrows. Eating chili directly still hurts the stomach. It turns out that teacher Si really doesn't know how to cook. Shinzai smiled meaningfully, in my heart, teacher Si has always been omnipotent, and I have always followed teacher Si as an example. I know how to cook, but Si fucking can't even make noodles. What a shame, how did you live such a big life? Is it difficult to drink nutritional supplements every day without cooking? Didn't grab the ingredients, your sister has to drink the northwest wind, shut up. Weezia will also catch her, who needs her affection. No I fucking said casually, someone made it for me, why should I learn? Chinzio suppressed his smile little by little, and his expression became a little dignified. When I fucking swept the entertainment circle, she was still working as a trainee abroad. She knew that I fucking had a bad temper, so she dared to show it in public. No matter how hot-tempered other celebrities are, they will restrain themselves in front of the public, for fear that there will be a slight breakdown and a fan-off accident. But I fucking didn't care about his image at all, and he showed all his shortcomings very generously. No matter what she said, she couldn't break I fucking's defense. It is indeed very tricky. Chinzio's eyelashes drooped and he clenched his fingers slightly. At this moment, the door of the small kitchen opened. Let's eat. Yuzian put a bowl of noodles in front of I fucking. The strong aroma hits the face and whets the appetite. I fucking picked up the top poached egg with his chopsticks. How about you teach me how to do it? Yuzian put another bowl of noodles in front of her. Eat well, don't think about such embarrassing things. I fucking. You, tell me, are you SIC's black fan? Let me guess again, I deeply suspect that Yu was ruined by Ching Ching's cooking skills, otherwise how could she be so decisive? Will you, are you already secretly married? This is obviously an old couple, okay. Holding the bowl, I fucking murmured, stingy, I'm ignoring you. Yuzian just looked at her with a slight smile, drink juice. I fucking's ears pricked up, and he immediately said, drink. After a few simple interactions, the audience was overwhelmed, and countless fans poured into the CP chat of the selfish couple. Raphael thought for a moment, and was about to put a piece of pastry on Odil's plate. Before his hand could be delivered, Odile immediately slapped his hand. What are you doing? Raphael felt wronged. The plate is too far away, I'll help you. Odilia couldn't stand him looking at her with the aggrieved expression of a big dog. She coughed lightly. Okay, thank you, but I'm not used to it. You should also remember not to approach me from behind and pat me on the shoulder. Raphael suddenly recalled that when they met for the first time, he patted Odile on the shoulder, and the next second he ushered in a shoulder fall. Raphael looked at I fucking who was happily eating noodles and drinking juice, and then at Kukaki Minjio who was peeling shrimp while feeding Yamata no Orakai. His fist hardened. Simazayazai, the fifth child, is well known to everyone, and he can see it clearly, but Kwanmu Minjio was deceived. He must think of a way to expose the fifth child, and make the fifth child be an exquisite single nobleman with him. After the meal, the guests in love were divided into groups according to the lottery, and after receiving their respective tasks, they split up and acted. Originally, this love drama would focus on Chinzio, but now that I fucking is here, the main shots will naturally focus on her. The live broadcast camera will be adjusted according to the popularity. There are two groups of popular CPS, the Duke of Miston, Ajalaya, Yuen Mingchi, and Kuchimu Minjio. Chinzio's camera is not to mention the second, and the third is not her turn. Even under the threat of the audience, Director Chi wanted to give the observers more shots. Now that the show was filming, Chinzio could hardly hold back his anger. On the other hand, she is also very anxious and urgently needs new hotspots to attract popularity. But her star path has copied I fucking knows what she knows, and I fucking knows what she doesn't. Zio, I suspect that they are in the same group. Hua Jingwen took a deep breath. It's already rare for an amateur with good looks and outstanding temperament to appear suddenly. How can a group of people appear suddenly? Chinzio also had this idea. She is backed by Juzhong Entertainment, which is also the fastest growing and best entertainment company in the past 3 years. Juzhong Company belongs to Shengting Group, and Shengting Group has many industries spread across the West Continent and Dongsan. It is a large multinational listed company. Therefore, Shinzaiwa has always been very confident in the entertainment industry. Sci-fucking's appearance completely disrupted all her plans. No matter how stupid she was, she knew that Sci-fucking was inextricably linked with the 3 families and 4 alliances, and she didn't have the guts to confront Sci-fucking head-on. I can't help it, Shinzaiwa let out a breath slowly, and twitched the corners of his lips sarcastically. This romance is useless to me, she is really amazing. She turned down countless announcements to come to this love affair, just to become a god again, but Sci-fucking easily shattered her fantasy. Now she can't quit either, the filming must be finished. Shinzaiwa lowered her head and glanced at the text message her manager had just sent her. Ruan Chengfang, Zaiwa, stay away from Mr. Yu, don't collide with Sci-fucking, be careful of accidents. Although the Duke of Miston obviously has a crush on that foreign woman, but men like to take the initiative and won't be hot all the time. Put your face on your cold ass, otherwise where would you put your face? Ruan Chengfang, you find a way to take the initiative, as long as you can enter the royal family of the Duchy of Muston. What is the entertainment circle? The company will find a way to help you. If we can't get through one way, we can go another way. Shinzaiwa deleted the text message, raised his head, and smiled again. Our task is here, let's go. At 12 noon, the 8 groups of guests gathered at the destination planned by the program group. The faces of several guests were a little pale. I ran into a bear on the road just now. Fortunately, Teacher Si appeared and rescued me, and I was almost eaten. Me too. I heard the wolf's voice, and it made my scalp tingle. The beast is fine, as long as there are no ghosts. Here, Sci-fucking clapped his hands, and put the stunned bear on the ground. Director Chi, send it back, I've already told it not to eat us. Director Chi. He swallowed hard. Then why do you understand bear language? No, Sci-fucking said lightly, shaking his fist, that's what I said to it. Director Chi. Everyone. Big Bear, you are noble, you are amazing, you knocked me out. I watched the live broadcast just now. Baby Ching Ching knocked out the big bear with one fist. The strength of this fist made me tremble. The bear must have a psychological shadow, he was knocked out even if he didn't eat anyone. The staff laboriously sent the big bear to the jungle. Before they left, the big bear woke up. The staff were startled, and saw the big bear running away in panic. This scene was also clearly captured by the camera, and the audience was dumbfounded. Shinzaiwa's hard-earned explosive points were completely destroyed by a big bear. Her nails dug into her palm, and she couldn't sit still at all. Even Kwanmu Minjaiwa, who was holding a sword and chopping firewood with a blank face, was more interesting than her. She didn't know how to focus on her for a while. Shinzaiwa got up, walked out of the camera, and answered the phone. After returning, her expression relaxed a little. Zaiwa, whose phone is it? Hua Jingwen glanced at Sci-fucking intentionally or unintentionally, and then said with a smile, what good thing happened? It's not an important thing. Shinzaiwa pulled his broken hair behind his ears and smiled slightly. The show in the Western continent opened, and I was invited to attend, and Sister Ruan told me that I borrowed Ian's clothes, was designed by the right hand of God. Oh my God, the right hand of God, Hua Jingwen exclaimed. Then Zaiwa, you are really amazing. God's right hand. God's right hand has produced a few sets of clothes in recent years, right? Which set is it? MSSI is the actress of Glenn, and also endorsed Ian's brand. She is also a designer. She should know the right hand of God, Shinzaiwa asked. I don't know if it is an honor for Mr. Si to express to the right hand of God on my behalf. Grateful. Sci-fucking didn't look up at her, nor did he speak. Sci-fucking has been playing big names all the time. She didn't know what to do for 3 years, and suppressed her juniors. As soon as she came back, she probably took her place when she saw a newcomer appearing, and made a special appearance on the show to suppress Zaiwa. Knowing that your sister Si is a big name, Be honest, don't always think about teasing. Why, a Glenn actress still wants to answer a fake top-notch question? Laughing to death, grab Sci-fi's position, are Shinzai's fans all newcomers chasing stars? Let's first check the weight of the two titles of Grand Slam Queen and Glenn Best Actress. Sci spread the firewood and wiped his hands slowly. How can you be sure that you borrowed the dress designed by the right hand of God? It's not a good thing to express your gratitude rashly. She did design a lot of clothes in her free time, and Gu Wenzu also knew that she had a lot of business, so she didn't publish all of them, but released 2 or 3 sets every year. Each set is kept in a display cabinet at Ian's headquarters and is not for sale. Only platinum members like Xie Yangqiu are eligible to be invited into Ian's infield to choose clothes. Even the Queen of Glen has to go through a lot of processes to borrow Ian's high-end dresses. Shinzai frowned. Teacher Si means. I mean Si finally raised his eyes, and looked at her indifferently with foxy eyes. Put away your little tricks, don't touch me, you don't deserve it. Good morning. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1003. The whole scene fell silent. Shinzai didn't even get back to her senses at the first moment. Her mind buzzed for a moment, her complexion turned pale instantly, and the blood on her lips faded completely. After she copied Si's line and became popular, she also felt uneasy. But Si didn't show up for 3 years, and she became more and more proud of it. Now, Si just tore down all her pride so plainly, without showing any mercy to her. Who is cool? It's me who's happy. It's been 3 years, and this tone can be regarded as a release. Who doesn't know that Shinzai became famous because of the goddess of Penkasi? The Lord is in front. Still sophistry. Your face is also pale. Are you guilty? To be honest, the more powerful Shinji is, otherwise he wouldn't have fans, but why do you insist on trolling others? Isn't Si relying on his status as a senior to suppress his juniors? The road is turning dark. The more she bullies Shinzai, the more I want to fan Shinzai. No, wait a minute, why do I feel that baby Kinkin is referring to the right hand of God Penkai? She is the right hand of God. Si, what do you mean? Hua Jingwen stood up suddenly, and said angrily, Zio obviously just asked you kindly, why are you so aggressive? Si supported his chin with one hand, his fox eyes curled up. Want to fight? Yes, I will accompany you. She smiled clearly, but there was a cold breath exuding from her body. Hua Jingwen couldn't help but shuddered, took a step back, and said sternly, you have to apologize to Zio. Si raised his eyes. Oh. Thump. With a loud bang, Hua Jingwen's legs softened by the momentum, and she collapsed on the ground. Shinzai's complexion turned even paler. Mr. Si, I really didn't. Si chuckled lightly. Nothing? Didn't you think of pulling me off the stage and swallowing my fan plate? Damn it, baby Ching is just right, the words were spoken. As a moose, the biggest humility is that you don't need to be anti-criminal at all. A certain female star always plays by herself. Smile. Shinzai's thoughts were in a mess, and he was not as calm as he was on previous shows. She couldn't even understand how Si dared to attack her directly in front of the live broadcast camera. Was he really not afraid of the collapse of his character and being called a vicious senior? At this moment, Si exuded a certain extremely powerful aura, and the other staff around him were also shocked. There was silence. Yu Zion suddenly asked, drink juice. Si restrained her momentum in an instant. She turned her head and glanced at him quickly, drink. After thinking about it, she added another sentence, drink orange juice and supplement vitamin C. He leaned on her, okay. Ah, sweet. Sweet to my heart. I hereby give you a name Ching Ching Catcher. More interaction, more sugar, I'm a dog, I love to watch. Qin Zhao and Hua Jingwen were quickly forgotten by netizens. Director Chi breathed a sigh of relief and began to arrange the next task. After lunch, the guests embarked on the journey again. Yu Xian turned her head to the side, her brows slightly frowned. "What are you thinking?" "Huh," Si Fu looked up at the sky. "I was thinking about how much wrong they have suffered in the past 3 years and can't tell me. It's been 3 years, and the moose are still waiting for her. No matter how many times she was bullied by Qin Zhao's fans, she couldn't tell her. She too was only able to announce her return by making sure she could stand before them intact. This time she is back, her fans, no one can bully her. Don't be wronged, never wronged. I haven't cried for 3 years, but now I'm crying. I really don't feel wronged for waiting for you back. Why are you fans? Because she taught me that I and the people around me are always the most important thing. We must work hard to improve ourselves, and bravely chase our dreams. We don't ask where you have been in the past 3 years, you have your own things to do. As long as you come back, you will always be the only one." Hee, Si fucking's fans are really self-moving. This is a live broadcast. Maybe she just told you this specifically, so that you can give up your heart. Yu Xian can also perceive all her emotions. Drink some wine? Soothe your mood. Si fucking raised his eyebrows. Why did you suddenly allow me to drink? He took out a bamboo tube of wine and handed it to her, smiled slightly, and said in a low voice, "Your luck has returned, your strength has been fully gathered, and drinking will not have the previous sequelae." When Si fucking drank, his strength would go berserk, and he would lose that memory after waking up. In fact, it was also because the original luck was robbed and the blood was incomplete. Si fucking didn't refuse either, and happily drank from the bamboo tube. "You can finally drink. But I still really want to see you turn into a Chinese cabbage," Yu Xian hummed. "It's really cute, I want to pull it up." He didn't stop talking about this sentence. It was put away by the radio equipment, and the netizens in the live broadcast room heard it clearly. "What Chinese cabbage? What? Pull up ching ching like a Chinese cabbage, what kind of tiger wolf word is this? Children, please quit, the next scene is not for you to watch, let me bear it all." Si fucking gritted his teeth, and hammered his shoulder with one hand. "Die, black-hearted monster." He held her wrist lightly. "Stop making trouble, it's live broadcast." Si fucking. Knowing that she was broadcasting live, she even told her that she was a Chinese cabbage. Nasty black heart monster. At 7 o'clock in the evening, the guests gathered at the finish line. "We will live here today." Director Chi smiled strangely. "Everyone builds the tents by themselves. We chose the smart tents on the cloud, which can withstand 4-level rainstorms and 8-level earthquakes." Lian Qiao sighed. "Director, you are really too much. We're surviving on a deserted island." Director Chi said righteously. "It's all trivial things, and when the time comes, you will need to go exploring in the ghost cave. I will definitely separate Teacher Si from you." Si fucking quickly set up 2 tents, followed by Koimu Minjiao and Odilia. Qin Zhao was absent-minded all afternoon, and it took a full hour and a half to set it up. On the other side, male guests are in charge of barbecue. Si fucking sat by the campfire, took out his mobile phone and watched the drama. Director Chi was stunned. "Wait, why do you have internet?" "He chose this place because there is no signal here." "Ah. You mean this?" Si fucking took out a small disk from his pocket. "Move the signal transmitter and collector with you." Director Chi clutched his heart, his voice was very difficult. "Why do you have such a thing?" "Director Chi, don't you know that when Teacher Si was filming Walking the Devil, he specially assembled a signal transmitter for the show?" Lian Qiao said in surprise. "And Teacher Si is the #1 in the international joint exam, she's good at science." Director Chi really didn't know about this. He looked at Lian Qiao blankly. "Mr. Lian, how do you know so clearly?" Forsythia looked proud. I'm a loyal moose. Director Chi. Sister Lianqiao, don't talk about it, the director's face is cracked. Is there anything in this world that can stump my baby? Oh, yes, when cooking, she can fry the kitchen, so make sure to write it down. In front, you must be a black fan. Chinzio lost his appetite and returned to his tent without even eating dinner. After a whole day of survival, the other celebrity guests were also tired, and they all climbed into the tent to lie down. Si walked into the tent unhurriedly and closed the curtain. SHH. At this time, Yu Zion stretched out her finger to her lips, and signaled to the camera for the netizens to be quiet. Don't say, I won't say anything. We didn't see anything. No, I still want to see it, brother photographer follow up. However, netizens could only watch with regret as Yu Zion entered the tent and closed the curtain again. Why did you come in? Si immediately raised his hand and made a cross in front of his chest. Don't even think about doing anything wrong with me here. Yu Zion glanced at the window. It will rain heavily tonight. There will be thunder. Oh. You will be afraid. Si black-hearted monster, what nonsense are you talking about? Although her cultivation has not fully recovered, she has inherited the blood and power of 9 heavens goddess after all. She can completely control the 4 seasons and the weather, the wind, rain, thunder, and lightning are all under her control. Will she be afraid of thunder? Well, I'm talking nonsense. Yu Zion raised her hand and patted her head. I just found an excuse to accompany you. Your habit of kicking the quilt has not changed. I will help cover the quilt. Si thought for a moment, then hugged the quilt and moved to the right. Leave some space for you, and the quilt can be divided into half for you. Yu Zion glanced at it casually, with a bit of meaning, then thank you for your love. Si was suddenly vigilant. I think you have bad intentions. No. Are you going to tickle me while I'm asleep? This is not the work of a gentleman. Sometimes you are not a gentleman. Yeah, Yu Zion closed her eyes lightly. I can't be a gentleman when I'm facing you. Si. Can you still say it? Teacher Si, I'm a little scared. Can I? Lianqiao's voice stopped abruptly. She looked at Yu Zion, as if she saw a ghost. Her eyes widened. Yu Zion also looked over, without any emotion. Excuse me. I didn't see anything. Lianqiao retreated immediately. I really didn't see it. Don't assassinate me. She quickly moved away from the tent, and looked at the cameras sadly under the surprised eyes of the photographer. I don't want to fall in love with the male guest, I just want to get in touch with Ching more. I'm dying of laughter. Don't cry, Chiao, come on, stand up and defeat Yu, King King's favorite fan. What did Chiao see? Come on, say it, let everyone listen together. Brother photographer, I like you, rush in and take a scene for us. The photographer said he didn't dare to move at all. Inside the tent, Si leaned on Yu Zion's shoulder to check Weibo, and suddenly moved. He lowered his head. What's wrong? They said they were designed by me. Si shook his phone. Why is it so ugly? On Weibo, there is a draft from the marketing account, showing a luxurious dress, and it is marked that this is the dress that Chinzio will wear in the upcoming show, designed and produced by the right hand of God. Teacher Si made a video call to Gu Wenzu. I didn't design this dress, did I? What kind of clothes? Gu Wenzu took a look, then shook his head immediately. The imitation is pretty similar, but it's a lot worse. Si blinked and smiled. Then I would like to trouble the teacher to help me with public relations. I don't like others pretending to be me and using my name to swindle and deceive. Okay, of course. Gu Wenzu pushed his glasses. I'll contact the public relations department to make an announcement on the global network. Si made an okay gesture. Teacher, wait for me, I will go to the catwalk. You want to come to the catwalk? Gu Wenzu frowned, very worried. you have recuperated for 3 years, how is your health? Don't force yourself. Sci-fi said, it's okay, I'm participating in the Desert Island Survival Variety Show. Gu Wenzu. For a moment, he almost suspected that he had heard it wrong. Desert Island Survive. Why are you participating in this type of variety show again? Sci-fi looked serious, because we want to fall in love. Gu Wenzu said again. He doesn't understand the world of young people. Okay, since you have gone to survive, I will record your name here. Gu Wenzu sighed, you have to be careful, you rested for 3 years, and Ling Yun didn't make any more movies, he should already be on his way to find you. Sci-fi was very ruthless, I will make him unable to even land on the island. If he comes, I will let the crocodile eat him. He should suffer. Gu Wenzu agreed, don't worry, I won't let anyone impersonate you. After the call ended, the names of Sci-fi and Qin Ziyu appeared again on Weibo hot searches. This time, Ruan Chengfang was responsible for drafting the draft, with the purpose of suppressing Sci-fi's arrogance. With the Navy and the marketing account leading the way, some passers-by were indeed beginning to favor Qin Ziyu. Qin Ziyu's fans swallowed their anger for a day, and finally came to life at this moment. The dress is beautiful and the weaving is super beautiful. Sci-fi also said it was a fake. Did you slap him in the face? After 3 years of leaving the entertainment industry, I thought I had all the resources in my hands, and Qin Ziyu has already taken away several of your endorsements. Brothers and sisters, laugh, let's see what the endorsements that Qin Ziyu snatched away. At first they were all small brands that were not popular. In order to support the endorsement of domestic products, your sister successfully brought them into the first-tier domestic brands. Very proud of the past. Anyway, what we Ziyu are wearing is the dress designed by the right hand of God. Does Sci-fi have it? No. In the next second, a top Weibo suddenly appeared. Ian's official Weibo took a screenshot of the marketing account's announcement, and posted a lawyer's letter. This is a counterfeit and shoddy product, not the work of our designer. It will tarnish the reputation of God's right hand. Our company has issued a lawyer's letter. All impersonation must pay legal responsibility, hereby announce. In the last 3 days of the end of the month, ask for tickets for Ching Ching and His Majesty. Report the publication progress of Ying Huang. The cover image has been drawn, and the design teacher will design the final cover. Now you can chat with Ching Ching and His Majesty. You can see it by clicking on the character file. King's character event will be launched at the end of the month, and the role support list will send to signing books and surrounding activities until the 31st. Babies who still want to participate, don't forget the time. The dubbing by Ching Ching was carried out yesterday. The heroine dubbing is very good and professional. It should be online soon. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1004. Qin Ziyu's fans. Sci-fi's black fan. In the past 3 years, because of Qin Ziyu's rise, Sci-fi's black fans became active again. Black fans like to use the words isn't Sci-fi very capable? Why haven't there been any news in the past 3 years, to attack MOSI? Once the moose explain, the black fans will take advantage of the victory and continue to ridicule. But as soon as Sci-fi came back, he slapped them in the face again. Unable to swallow this breath, the black fans followed Qin Ziyu's fans to suppress Sci-fi and MUSI. Who was slapped in the face? Are you happy that the official will personally slap you in the face? Qin Ziyu doesn't really think that he made his debut under the name of Little Sci-fi, that is Sci-fi, right? Your vision is only a small piece of domestic entertainment, and you have the ability to rule the entire international entertainment circle. Yi Xiao is generous, brothers and sisters. In fact, there are quite a few celebrities who touch Celine, Lan doesn't have time to refute the rumors one by one, let alone care about it. Qin Zio, you are out of luck, you were caught by Lan as soon as you published the draft. What kind of bad luck is this? I have a bold guess. Lan moved out so quickly because Qin Zio stepped on Si fucking. Si fucking is Ian's spokesperson. Of course, Lan will defend it. Who is not good at touching porcelain? Do you have to touch porcelain? Your sister, are you dumbfounded? Fan Ching Ching Baby has the advantage of being able to watch these jumping up and down people being slapped in the face in seconds, and career fans are extremely comfortable. As soon as Ian's Weibo to refute the rumors was posted, it instantly became a trending search. Hashtag Lan, Qin Zio hashtag. Hashtag Qin Zio, fake hashtag. In Si fucking's absence for the past 3 years, Qin Zio has indeed been a top streamer for a long time, and the media and marketing accounts also like to use her name to earn traffic. The two trending searches are followed by the word explosive. The popularity is too high and more netizens are clicking in, and the hot searches can't be suppressed. Qin Zio's studio team was in chaos, and manager Ruan Chenfang's eyes also went dark. She pressed one hand on the table, held the phone in the other, and roared, "What's going on? Why is Ian's headquarters so quick to clarify at this time?" Ruan Chengfang was also like Ming Jing in her heart, knowing that with Qin Zio's status, it was impossible to borrow the high-end dress designed by the right hand of God. This is a finished product designed by a designer who has always imitated the style of the right hand of God. Many celebrities at home and abroad have used it to gain popularity. Ruan Chengfang originally planned that if Qin Zio was not exposed, then Qin Zio would be able to improve in the fashion field, so that he could be endorsed by the world's top luxury in the future. If it is exposed, Qin Zio will also gain enough popularity and traffic, and when he comes out to apologize, he will be able to harvest a second wave of traffic. Kill two birds with one stone. But Ruan Chenfang's only miscalculation was that Lan clarified it almost instantly, without even giving them time to raise their enthusiasm. She obviously investigated Ian's attitude towards this matter in the past, and she either didn't bother to care about it at all, or it would take more than 10 days. How could it be so fast this time? Ruan, Sister Ruan, but, maybe it's like what was said on the internet. The new media publicity stammered, SI and SI fucking are Ian's spokespersons, that's why Lan will end so soon. A spokesperson who hasn't appeared for 3 years, and is only the spokesperson of a brand under Lan, can it be so important? Ruan Chengfang didn't believe this speculation at all. She gritted her teeth. This time we are unlucky, clean up the square immediately, and put the hot search, withdraw it for me, and withdraw the extra money. The new media publicity was immediately responded, and various departments were contacted to remove hot searches. Why haven't you recovered yet? Ruan Chengfang became a little impatient looking at the high number of hot searches. Netizens don't have any memory, and they will forget it after a while. Sister Ruan, I can't withdraw, the new media publicized anxiously. I contacted the other party just now, and the other party said that someone added money to increase the popularity of the hot search. What? Ruan Chengfang was shocked and angry. Who? Which one? Don't want to be in the entertainment industry anymore. In the past 3 years, Jusheng Entertainment has grown into the largest entertainment company in the Great Xia Empire, and it can be called an entertainment empire. Which team would dare to oppose Jusheng Entertainment without considering their own identities? The new media publicity was so anxious that she was on the verge of tears. Sister Ruan, I really can't get out, and the square can't be cleaned up. Zio's passers-by is starting to collapse. Continue to withdraw. Ruan Chengfang suppressed his anger. Find out who is against me. Snapped. Ruan Chengfang put the mobile phone on the table. Still angry, a voice came slowly from outside the door. How about our family? Ruan Chengfang turned her head suddenly, and saw Sang Yanqing looking at her with a smile. Her pupils shrank suddenly. Sang, Yan, Cheng. Pay Papa Sang Yanking clapped his hands, and his smile deepened. I want to see, why don't you let me hang around in this entertainment industry? What a great skill, do you have it? Sang Yanking, Ruan Chengfang was extremely angry. What do you mean? Are you going to tear yourself apart with me? Tear your face? Do you have face? Sang Yanking laughed. I'll leave it at that. As long as you touch porcelain, we dare not let you stay in the entertainment circle. Ruan Jinfang's expression changed, and she was stern. Sang Yanking, do you know what you are talking about? I always keep my promise. I tolerated you before because Ching Ching came back, Sang Yan said flatly. Now that she's back, I don't have to bear it anymore. Ruan Chengfang, you and I are classmates, you should know me character. Of course Ruan Chengfang knew. Sang Yanking was able to become the #1 manager because of her lightning skills. There is no script she can't get down, and there is no endorsement she can't get down. Okay, Sang Yanking, hello. Ruan Jinfang's voice was almost squeezed out between his teeth. Don't be complacent, whoever laughs first and last is the winner. Okay, Sang Yanking raised his eyebrows, then I'll wait and see. I'll remove your hot search first. She left slowly under Ruan Jinfang's murderous eyes. Sister Ruan, the manager's assistant, called. The hot search can't be removed, there's no way. We released an apology statement in advance, stating that Xiao didn't know about it, and the fans have believed it. Okay, that's enough. Ruan Chengfang breathed a sigh of relief, taking advantage of this time to get more and more fans. I'm about to announce a new endorsement, which can just increase sales. Qin Xiao is still following the path of a traffic star, and fans are the most important thing. The company has also carried out emergency public relations, the manager assistant said. Someone will continue to follow up. The company means to finish recording the variety show single Going to Hell first. Ruan Chengfang nodded, very satisfied. Well, I know, Mr. Mu Qing will soon be on the program team, and I have already negotiated with his agent. We will let him and Xiao fire up CP. Mu Qing also debuted as the first place in the youth draft, and also lost a lot of votes for the second place. Fans often use false debut to touch Xiaoyu, but there is an insurmountable gap between Mu Qing and Xiaoyu. Zhuheng Entertainment is good at cultivating such traffic stars, and gaining a firm foothold in the entertainment industry by constantly sucking blood and hitting the top. After the call ended, Ruan Jinfang's tense nerves relaxed. After pondering for a while, she sent a text message to Qin Xiao. Xiao, wake up tomorrow morning, remember to apologize to Sci-fi, make good use of her hot spot. If you lower your posture, if she oppresses you again, it will be her fault. I'll do my best to portray you as a victim, and you take your chances. Qin Xiao didn't see this text message, because there was no signal at the location of the guests at this moment. Only the location of the director team and the photography team had small signal transmitters and receivers. She flicked on her mobile phone with no signal at all, and let out a sigh of relief. In the end, she had to throw the phone aside, get into the sleeping bag and start to sleep. The night was getting dark, and the violent wind and rain suddenly fell at this moment, and the whole world was plunged into darkness. A thunder fell and exploded on the top of the tent. Odile woke up from her dream, her complexion turned pale. She didn't fully wake up, her consciousness was still stunned, and her body kept shaking. It was a long time ago, so long ago that she was still a baby, so she shouldn't have any memories. But it was also a thunderstorm day, and she lost her mother forever. After that, she couldn't bear the roar of thunder, not because she was afraid of such weather, but because such weather would remind her of old memories over and over again. Perhaps the movement was too loud, which alarmed Raphael in the tent next door. What's wrong? Raphael rushed out, first knocked on the tent door. Are you all right? Seeing that there was no response, but the tent was shaking violently, he frowned, and pressed his hand on the doorknob. With a click, the door lock broke, and Raphael pushed the door in. In the tent, Odile huddled into a small ball, leaning against the corner, trembling constantly. Oh, Raphael stretched out his hand cautiously and pressed her shoulder. Are you scared? Wake up. Odile was shocked for a moment, her eyelashes trembled, and finally opened her eyes. She looked at the person in front of her in a daze, and her thoughts hadn't turned back for a while. The man's brows were tightly frowned, and the white lightning fell, reflecting on his handsome face, dyeing his eyebrows and eyes silvery white, exuding a sharp breath. As the Duke of Miston Duchy, Raphael has always been very courageous, otherwise he would not be able to guard the entire duchy. It's all right, it's all over. Raphael remembered that Fred had talked to him about Odile's fear, and he patted her on the back to comfort her. Everything is over, it's just that the weather is bad tonight and you can't see the stars in the sky. He used the power of an evolutionary to stabilize the tent and cut off all the sound of thunder and rain. Odile gradually calmed down, she tilted her head, and suddenly said, "There has always been a fairy tale in our ancestors, but it is not a fairy tale anymore, it is real. A long time ago, when there was no such thing as an evolutionary, the most powerful ancestor of the Lotbar family was known as the head of the devil." Raphael raised his eyebrows. Swan Lake. This is a well-known fairy tale. Yeah, Odile held her chin and said lightly, "My father likes the Black Swan Princess in this story, so he gave me the same name, but it seems that the meaning of this name is not very good, otherwise why is there no mother?" Raphael was silent for a moment. "I haven't either, I'm actually used to it. Go to sleep, and you'll be fine when you wake up tomorrow." It rained in the middle of the night, and he sat in the tent with Odile for so long. In the middle of the night, she fell into a deep sleep. Raphael lifted the quilt up for her, and muttered, "It really looks like a black swan." He got up very politely, exited the tent, and reinstalled the door lock. The next day, morning. After the rain, it was sunny and the sun was shining brightly. Si fucking stretched and crawled out of the sleeping bag. At this time, a slender hand passed a cup of honey water to her lips. "Come here, I'm going to charge." Si fucking finished drinking the honey water and began to play tricks. "Let me charge quickly." "Huh," Uzian bent down, "why are you acting like a baby all of a sudden?" She hugged his neck, nestled her whole body in his arms, and rubbed her head against his chest. "Human-shaped bear, so comfortable." Uzian hummed, and held her hand. "Hands are indeed very cold." The sun rose, and the sunlight came in through the windows, dyeing the tent a reddish gold. Si fucking asked, "What time is it?" 8 o'clock. Uzian lowered her head and looked at the time. "Everyone else is up too, if you don't go, the director will come and call us." "Okay." Si fucking stretched out his hand and rubbed it again. "Let me hug you for a while and leave." And Uzian also hugged her, her arms tightened. He also enjoys such a rare and peaceful time, where he can watch the sunrise and sunset together. No war, no killing, no blood and death. He finally waited. Outside. "Get up, everyone, the sun is drying your ass," Director Chi yelled with a loudspeaker. "Today, Mr. Yoon on Yoon's Hang has come to us, and our tents are all provided by Yoon's Hang, so we must thank you very much." Hearing this sentence, the celebrity guests all pricked up their ears, and their interest came first. Raphael yawned, and asked in a low voice, "What's the fourth brother doing here?" Yuan Mingqi shrugged. "He is too busy to participate in the show, so he can only come and hang around." He was already very jealous at that time. "Oh," Raphael snorted, "it deserves it." At this time, the assistant director brought another group of photographers to pick up Langxian from the entrance of the deserted island. "Mr. Yoon, welcome." The assistant director was very enthusiastic. "Thank you very much, Mr. Yoon, for providing us with accommodation tools." "President on the cloud, so hot." "The program group is really amazing, and invited a bunch of handsome men and beautiful women. Appearance is really the least thing worth mentioning about them, strength is king." Ching Ching, my little sister, Lang Xian said calmly, otherwise, why would I give you the latest tent? He is also a businessman, and he does not trade at a loss. Good morning. Xiaoxiang's double monthly ticket has started. There is no limit to the number of votes. Babies can vote for Ching Ching and His Majesty. The extra episode will improve some stories about Odile and Minjiao Kukaki. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1005. This new type of tent developed by Yun's Hang was specially obtained from the Eternal Continent to measure the disaster resistance level. In normal mode, it can perfectly resist 4-level rainstorms and 8-level earthquakes. If the special protection mode is turned on, the tent can even resist the attacks of the strong in the Spirit Emperor realm. This is because the power of law is injected into the energy engine that supplies the tent, which can perfectly guarantee the safety of the people inside the tent. Technology and magic have never run counter to each other, but are connected and even complement each other. After the Earth and the Eternal Continent were connected, the technology of the Freedom Continent has grown rapidly. In order to be able to develop more new technological products, Lang Xian and the researchers of the Intercontinental Research Institute are speeding up the research process. Lang Xian was also very worried when he learned that Sci-fi had just left the customs and returned to the entertainment circle before he fully recovered, so he gave the first batch of new technology tents put into use to the program group. There was a moment of silence around. The assistant director was dumbfounded. Yun, Mr. Yun means. But Lang Xian didn't speak anymore. He waved his hand and signaled the staff to bring down a new batch of equipment supplies and send them to the villa where the program team is located. The netizens in the live broadcast room went crazy. Are baby Ching Ching and boss Yun actually a family? It's the little sister, dear brother. It's no wonder that Yun's Hang, who never chooses a spokesperson, chooses Ching Ching. But the two people have different surnames. Could it be that they recognize each other? Whether they are biological or not related by blood, the brother-sister relationship between two people must be very good. I'm getting more and more afraid that a certain female star will leave the circle to inherit the family property. I don't know how much identity you still have. Who knows how worried I have been these 3 years? The assistant director finally came back to his senses. He scratched his head and didn't know how to answer the question for a long time, and finally asked a question. Mr. Yun's surname is Yun. No one knows the real name of the president of Yun's Hang, including the senior management of Yun's Hang. What was certain was that his surname was not Yun, but he didn't know his name, so he replaced it with Mr. Yun. No, Lang Xian shook his head slightly. I'm an orphan with no surname, just call me Lang Xian. I see. The assistant director smiled. Mr. Lang Xian and Mr. Si are siblings, and they have known each other for a long time. The audience are all Mr. C's fans. Mr. Lang Xian can talk to them about the former Mr. Si. Lang Xian pondered for a moment, because she will go crazy after drinking, so no wine can be placed around her. Once she accidentally drank the medicinal wine brewed by elder brother, and she really demolished the house. Deputy Director. Photographer. Netizens. Demolition of the house after drinking. You deserve to be the one, si fucking. The credibility of this revelation is very high. I believe it. This is something that baby Ching can do. The house has been demolished, and now it seems that punching a big dog unconscious with a punch is just a trivial matter. After Lang Xian finished speaking, he asked, where is Ching Ching? The assistant director wiped off his sweat with difficulty, and said, Mr. Yun, please. Teacher Si may not be up yet. I'll let other guests go and see her. Lang Xian nodded, and said lightly, it's such a good day, you don't need to get up so early, you should rest more. The assistant director let out an ah, and was stunned again, not knowing how to proceed with the next topic. Does uncle know something? Tell me all the gossip I love to hear. That's for sure. I guess Yu and Ching Ching have already met their parents. I am very curious about what Ching Ching has been doing for the past 3 years, but I won't ask specifically, as long as she comes back. The assistant director led Lang Xian to the meeting point. Sci-fucking was indeed still in the tent and did not go out. She nestled in Yu Xian's chest, stretched out her hand and pressed his waist. His waistline is smooth, the muscles are fine and tough, and the touch is very clear. Sci-fucking touched again. Did you practice body training alone behind my back? Huh? Yu Xian's eyebrows moved slightly. I never did body training behind your back. It must be that you have been training for the past 3 years. How can you train better than me? Sci-fucking poked him, not admitting defeat. No, I have to work harder. Double the effort. Redouble your efforts to overwhelm you. Yeah. Yu Xian lowered her head, hooked her chin with her slender fingers and kissed her, with a slight smile. Girl doesn't need to be so troublesome, Gu can lie down by himself. Sci-fucking paused. Only then did she realize that what she said was very wrong. Fiercely, you said you were deaf just now, and didn't hear anything. I have eyes and ears, I can hear clearly, and I can see clearly. Black-hearted monster, accept my punishment. Sci-fucking turned over suddenly, and the man was pressed to the ground with lightning speed. She raised her eyebrows. The battery is fully charged, I'm recovering pretty well, and you have to be controlled by me even after you've trained your body. Yu Xian didn't struggle, he looked up at her from a low place, and he could see her long eyelashes flapping gently like the thin wings of a butterfly. Long dark red hair hung down on her fair neck, and a pair of fox eyes were extremely bright. This is the fresh and powerful Sci-fucking. He asked her patiently, want to play bondage? But the posture doesn't match, what is that? Sci-fucking. Ji-yoon, what kind of weird stuff did you stuff into your Oracle Elf mobile game? She wants to judge the culprit, Ji-yoon, with her iron fist of justice. At the same time, Ji-yoon, who was far away in the Oracle headquarters building, suddenly sneezed heavily. He touched his nose and muttered, who missed me? Inside the tent. Sci-fucking decided to stop the sanctions against Yu Xian. She let go of her hand and was about to get up when a cheerful voice came from outside the door. Teacher Si, it was Lianqiao, the director asked me to call you, have you wow? Forsythia's voice stopped abruptly. Her eyes widened, her legs froze in place, unable to move. Did she open it in the wrong way? Why did she see Teacher Si pressing Mr. Yu to the ground? Recalling Sci-fucking's title of the big hit in the entertainment industry, Lianqiao got a little excited. But at this moment, Yu Xian raised her eyes, her voice was calm and quiet, go out. The words were obviously without emotion, but Lianqiao felt extremely great pressure. She was startled, and almost ran out at the fastest speed in her life. The camera caught the scene so clearly that the photographer was nearly knocked over. The netizens squatting in the live broadcast room early in the morning became excited in an instant. Ah! Let me be your eyes, I want to see it. What happened inside? One night, a whole night, so energetic, hiss. Hold high the banner of selfish desire CP. That's right, my baby must be the one on top. Director Chi coughed with a serious expression, signaling to the staff not to gossip. And he himself stepped forward, grabbed Lianqiao, and asked in a low voice, what did you see? Is it scary? It's scary. Lianqiao took a deep breath after drinking a bottle of water. I was scared away by Mr. Yu's first glance, and I didn't even have time to carefully observe how Teacher Si suppressed him. Director Chi. The amount of information in this sentence is too large, and the CPU of his brain burned out. Director, Mr. Yoon is here. The assistant director yelled, is Teacher Si still awake? Director Chi shook his head at him, why do you want to get up? Our show is for falling in love, don't get up, just sleep boldly. The assistant director was choked, and said in disbelief, Director Chi, did you receive any great stimulation? Director Chi took out his mobile phone and poked it a few times. From today onwards, I'm a selfish CP fan. Deputy Director. He took a look at Sci-Fi's tent and always felt that something extraordinary had happened. Inside the tent, Sci-Fi had already stood up. Yuzian tidied up her clothes slowly and got up. Ching ching. Sci-Fi didn't look at him. What are you doing? Are you going out first or am I going out first? Or shall we go out together? You've been staying with me all night, what difference does it make who goes out first? After Sci-Fi finished washing, he opened the door of the tent. Let's go, I see through you, you black-hearted monster. Yuzian raised her eyebrows slightly, and followed behind her at a leisurely pace. The two came out, and with a shua, all eyes were swept over in an instant. Sci-Fi greeted the camera calmly. It seems that we already have a pair of guests holding hands successfully. Fu Zhang strictly fulfilled his obligation as an observer, the other guests must work hard and not lag behind. Yu Huixiu was thoughtful. Who do you think will be the next couple? Old, well, Mr. Yuan Mingqi Yuji unbrushed his hair, he and Ms. Kukaki Minjiu have been dispatched together all the time. I am very optimistic about them. Yun Ying crossed her arms and said calmly, no matter who is the next couple, it is impossible for the Duke of Miston, he does not have this emotional intelligence. Good makeup? His Royal Highness actually lost in love, you have to stand up? I deeply suspect that all the good fortune of His Highness the Duke has been replaced by wealth. Odile carefully avoided Raphael, and sat beside Sci-Fi. What's the matter? Sci-Fi turned his head and raised his eyebrows. Although you avoided him before, why do you seem to have a ghost in your heart today? Odile pinched the center of her eyebrows and sighed, there was a thunder yesterday, and I was caught in a nightmare. He woke me up and stayed with me most of the night. I always feel very strange. Senior brother 6 is so caring, Sci-Fu rubbed his chin, I really didn't see it, I always thought that only money was his sweetheart. Odile raised her head and inadvertently met Raphael's gaze. She quickly averted her eyes again, pressed her heartbeat that suddenly accelerated, I'm going to be with you today. No problem. Sci-Fi nodded, I'll protect you, don't worry, he's definitely more secure than senior brother 6, he's not as good as me, but he has more money. Are there any brothers and sisters who understand lip language? What are they talking about? I'm dying of anxiety. I know. But I only understood one thing, SISI and AOAO seemed to be talking about His Royal Highness, but I didn't see what they were talking about. Ching Ching also said that she can protect AOAO, wow, her boyfriend is Max. In the live broadcast room, Qin Zio's fans had been silent, but at this moment they suddenly became agitated. It's Mu Qing, oh I'm coming. Brothers and sisters are here. I love to watch. At first I thought Mu Qing was also a handsome guy, why did he suddenly become ugly now? There is no harm without comparison, the comparison is too tragic. Zio Mu Qing stepped forward and smiled at Qin Zio, it's been a long time since we cooperated, and you look a lot more beautiful. Senior brother Mu Qin Zio hugged him politely, you too, are you tired from filming? It's okay, Mu Qing said, it just so happens that the filming of this movie is over, so I came to see you. When he said this, he glanced at the people around him calmly, focusing on Yuzian, Yuning, Raphael and Yuan Mingqi. These 4 people, both in appearance and temperament, are the best. The aesthetics of the entertainment industry has been downgraded, and the new generation of stars, whether in terms of appearance or acting skills, cannot compare with the previous powerful actors who used their real talents to fight their way out. Mu Qing's fire is also because he is a short general. Now it suddenly revealed its original shape, and it was directly set off as a passerby's face, bleak and dull. Mu Qing suddenly regretted participating in this variety show. But the matter has come to this point, he can only bite the bullet and continue. He relayed what happened last night and Ruan Jinfang's words to Qin Zio. Qin Zio's expression changed. What? This is impossible. Didn't she become a joke on the internet? You don't have internet here. Sister Ruan asked me to talk to you about this. Mu Qing lowered his voice. Ian's end was indeed very quick, and there was no time for your team to react. You can only do it if you apologize to us. I fucking recover the damage as soon as possible. Qin Zio gritted his teeth. Okay. She is used to being arrogant, and asking her to apologize to us I fucking would be better than killing her. But for the sake of her future stardom, she had to bow her head. Si fucking disappeared for 3 years, and once he came back, he caused her big troubles one after another. Qin Zio pinched his palm with his nails, showing a perfect smile, and walked in front of Si fucking. Mr. Si, I. She burst into tears as she spoke, choked with sobs. I'm really sorry, I didn't know about this matter at all. I apologize to you. I hope you can put aside the past. I am really very sorry. I like you and admire you. Zio, don't cry, you are not wrong at all. The designer pretended to be the right hand of God. You just borrowed the dress, it has nothing to do with you. I hate Si fucking a little bit. As a senior, why is she so aggressive? It made Zio cry. Why are you crying for me? Si fucking raised his eyes and smiled with his chin propped up. It's as if I bullied you. Everyone can testify to me that I am far away from her, and her crying has nothing to do with me. Qin Zio stopped crying and didn't know how to respond for a while. Why didn't Si fucking play his cards according to the routine every time? Who are you? Why are you crying? Lang Xian frowned, and said coldly, don't put on a weak look, isn't it ugly? What are you wearing? Good morning. It's the last 2 days of March, and I'm begging Qing Qing and your majesty for another wave of votes. Thank you very much for your support. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1006. Why are you crying? Lang Xian frowned even more tightly, his voice was cold. Don't cry in front of Qing Qing even when you are mourning, it will dirty her eyes. Lang Xian originally came to visit Si fucking and Yunying and the others, and check the use of the new tent by the way, but he didn't expect to be snatched before he sat down to chat with the teachers. It's alright if you grab it first. Who is showing such a weeping look? Qin Zio's movements froze completely. She stared at Lang Xian in a daze, without turning her thoughts around at all. The next second her tears fell again, but this time she was not pretending, but was directly scolded and cried by Lang Xian. Of course, she also knew the face of Lang Xian, the CEO of Yunzhang, who controls the world's highest electronic technology. He is also a real boss, comparable to the Duke of Miston. But Qin Zio did not expect that he would come to the program group, and also did not expect that not only did he not take pity on her, but he devoted himself to protecting Si fucking. What's the meaning? Are you, a big man, proud of bullying us Zio? What's wrong? Yun is always King elder brother. If the elder brother doesn't protect the younger sister, can it be possible to protect your older sister? Qin Zio is really inexplicable. Your team borrowed a fake dress, what does it have to do with your sister Si? Come here to apologize and cry, want to pretend to be weak and be sympathized? Sorry, don't eat this set. I hate Qin Zio, who is a scholar like Qin Zio the most, and deliberately wants Qing Qing to fall into the whirlpool of public opinion. But Qin Zio's fans really felt distressed because of Qin Zio's tears, and their disgust towards Si fucking was added. Advise some seniors not to be so high above, it will be ugly when they fall down one day. To put it bluntly, I still can't understand the rise of the younger generation Si fucking. You were supposed to support the younger generation, so why suppress it instead? What do you mean by this show? Lang Xian turned his head and looked at the assistant director with cold eyes. King's body has finally recovered, and when she comes to your show, you let this kind of person be an eyesore in front of her. No, Mr. Lang Xian, we definitely don't mean that. The assistant director was also anxious. Mr. Si is our most important guest. Oh, Lang Xuan's eyes fell on Qin Ziyu again, so she came here on purpose to find trouble with Ching Ching. Being watched by Lang Xian like this, Qin Ziyu only felt that he was locked by something terrifying. His whole body trembled, and the cold air went straight to the sky. Her lips trembled fiercely. Now it's live. There is no need to wait for the next day. The news about the president of Yunzhang bullying the female celebrity will spread all over the internet. Si fucking and a Lang Xian, don't they want to be famous? Senior brother, don't be angry. Si fucking turned to comfort Lang Xian. Let's not be so violent, I can solve it. Of course I'm angry. Lang Xian smiled coldly, and looked at Qin Ziyu again. What are you thinking? Is it bad for my reputation if I bully you? I care about this. These words made the blood on Qin Ziyu's lips fade completely. She couldn't help but take a step back, and finally shouted out of control, I didn't. You spout blood. You are too much. What's going on with Qin Ziyu today? Isn't she usually very bold and imposing? Today she cries and I feel like a broken person. That's because the real side has been exposed. Come and see, this is your sister's character. Learn how to overturn the car, right? I am so happy. The Lord is right in front of you, and you still want to find a meal replacement. Don't love us too much. Qin Ziyu's fans fell silent this time, very quiet. They will be fans of Qin Ziyu, and it is indeed because of Qin Ziyu's personality. But what if Si fucking himself was the person who designed the model? Apologize to Ching Ching immediately. Lang Xian warned without any mercy, don't let me see you dangling in front of her eyes again. Qin Ziyu's fingers trembled from anger and humiliation. The people present, including Mu Qing, who was in the same company with her, Song Jinghui, who admired her, and her dog leg, Hua Jingguan, did not stand up to help her. But Si fucking obviously didn't suffer any grievances, yet different people came out to defend her. Is this the gap between her and Si fucking? For a moment, Qin Ziyu felt like his heart was being bitten by ants, and his internal organs ached. Why? I'm sorry, Mr. Si, I shouldn't cry, I shouldn't kidnap you morally. Qin Ziyu still lowered his head, his voice trembling with excessive humiliation. I won't embarrass you like this in the future. Hearing this, Si fucking just nodded slightly. No, you are wrong. Qin Ziyu was taken aback for a moment. Teacher Si. Si fucking folded his arms and looked at her. I have no morals, you can't kidnap me at all. Laughing to death, there's nothing wrong with it, we tend to have no morals, she only has fists. Qin Ziyu has 800 minds, which are not enough in front of Ching Ching, so let's take them away. Si fucking didn't look at Qin Ziyu anymore. She waved towards Lang Xian. Senior brother, I think there are a few things that can be improved in the tent, come and have a look. Lang Xian nodded, showing a faint smile. Okay, I can trust your skills. The fourth brother has found a good opportunity to show off his prestige. Yu Jian touched his chin and whispered, he really knows how to make every move, I'm a little jealous. Well, me too. Yunying said lightly, this prestige can't just be played by him alone. There will be such a good thing in the future, the four of them will be divided first, and the fourth child will still be able to take the turn? Yu Huixiu was very indifferent, I'll do it directly. Fuzang was shocked, what? Why are you so violent? Yu Huixiu glanced at her lightly, I don't want to hear other people talking. Fuzang. As expected of the new goddess of death. Are there any brothers and sisters who just heard Mr. Yun say that King body just recovered? Did Ching Ching fall ill, so worried? No matter what happened in the past 3 years, as long as she comes back, we will be her most solid backing. She has too many things on her shoulders, how good it is now, everyone is pampering her. Qin Ziyu actually noticed this sentence too, she frowned, her gaze swept across Si fucking's back calmly, and an idea came to her mind. Could it be that Si fucking really went into a hidden marriage and had a child in the past 3 years? A top celebrity has abandoned his fans for 3 years without caring about them, and then suddenly married in secret and gave birth to a child. This is a huge blow to career fans. If Si fucking really did this, his career in the entertainment industry would come to an end. In this way, she still has the opportunity to take over Pan Si fucking's career fans. Chin Zio's mood suddenly became lighter. She had to find a way to find out about this matter and let it out. Zio, just now. Song Jinghui stepped forward, very ashamed. Are you okay? I see you crying a lot, and I feel sad too. It's okay, I did something wrong, of course I have to apologize, Chin Zio said lightly. I'm going to quit the show tomorrow, and I'll join the filming team early. What? Song Jinghui was taken aback. It's not a good thing for you to quit now. You can also see that I am on the same stage with her, and there is no sparkle at all. Chin Zio smiled wryly, with a lonely expression. What can I do if I don't quit? Maybe in a few days, I may not even be in the entertainment industry. I can't wait any longer. Song Jinghui was very distressed, and he blurted out, Zio, don't be like this. You can become the top class because of your own strength. Isn't your TV series coming out soon? It will definitely gain more fans. Chin Zio still shook his head. So what? I won't get the 9 Heavens award, and I will still be said to be inferior to Si fucking. The following live broadcast footage was basically not distributed to Chin Zio. Mu Qing's fans also blamed Chin Zio for dragging Mu Qing down and making him lose the camera. Moose and the audience were happily knocking on the CP of selfish desires, frantically looking for candies. Yu Zion squatted down, and stroked her boss fucking's calf with her fingers. Is your leg okay? Was it a little swollen when you woke up in the morning? It's alright. Si fucking lowered his head. Isn't the swelling because you crushed me yesterday, and it's swollen? Yeah, he replied very calmly, it's my fault, I shouldn't be pressing you, and you will lie on top of me in the future. Wow. Wow. Si fucking turned her head quietly, and saw Lian Xiao and her companion looking at them excitedly. Seeing her looking over, Lian Xiao immediately covered her ears. Mr. Si, I didn't hear anything. I definitely didn't hear that your leg was crushed when you were sleeping last night. Si fucking. She was still tricked by Yin Huang, a black-hearted monster. Since he was a child, she has seen that he is a glutinous rice ball stuffed with black sesame seeds. If he took a bite and the stuffing inside flowed out, his whole body would be blackened, and he would be promoted to a big black-hearted monster. My legs are swollen again. Si fucking looked at him and began to play tricks. You carry me on your back. He bent down. Well, come up. She hugged his neck and lay on his back. The man's arms were extremely strong. He clasped her legs with both hands, and slowly got up. Every movement was very steady. He weighed his arm again, and said with a faint voice, let's go. Ah, sweet crazy. Already dizzy, I urgently need insulin to save my life. Kinking is so sweet. You really deserves to be a ching catcher. It's a little tight. Si fucking poked his back again. You're still training your body. Yu Zion pondered for a moment. It's true that I didn't think carefully. I will wrap you up with a blanket next time. Then I'll be a meat dumpling. Si fucking's fox eyes blinked. When will you give me the proposal ring? I don't even need you to propose, so you can't just give it to me. Yu Zion tilted her head slightly. Don't worry, it will only be yours, and I won't run away. Where is the rush? Si fucking was thoughtful. I think you have a big move in your heart and want to bully me. That's not going to happen. So you're still thinking about it? At a special time and a special place, I really want to bully you. Si fucking took out his mobile phone expressionlessly, and began to send text messages fiercely condemning Ji Yun as the culprit. It's all because of the strategy game Oracle Elf, which made the black-hearted monster completely black. Here. Kukaki Minjio and Ajalaya walked side by side, while Yuanmingchi and Raphael were a distance behind. There was a weirdness in the harmonious atmosphere among the four people. The eldest lady saved me in the end. Odile put one hand on Kukaki Minjio's shoulder. With a lazy expression, I failed to snatch a certain female star from the enemy. Kuchimu Minjio was very calm. Oh, you and I can't beat him together, just give up. I'm sad to say that, but it's really beautiful now. Odile raised her head and held out her hand. The sun shone through the leaves and fell on her palm, casting a dappled shadow. In the golden splendor, figures appeared from time to time. Odile turned her head and met Raphael's eyes again, but she quickly withdrew her gaze. On the side, Kuchimu Minjio said coldly, "You have seen him 18 times today, and seeing a person so many times, either his teeth are bad, or you like him. I just saw that there is no food on his teeth, so it can only be the latter." Odile. She was slightly incredulous. "Did you also watch something you shouldn't?" Kukaki Minjio handed her the phone. "Does this count?" Odile looked at the words Oracle Elf and was silent. Yamata no Orakai was still holding the Amakanjiun sword, completely forgetting his real master. Behind the four is the director team and a large team of photographers. "Director Chi, do you feel it's cold here?" The assistant director couldn't help rubbing his arms. "Look, I've got goosebumps." Director Chi also nodded. "It's a bit cold, and the destination is ahead. Let's light a fire to keep warm." A cameraman couldn't help but said, "Director Chi, there are no ghosts here, right? I feel scared." "Where did the ghost come from?" Chi Daokai laughed. "We are materialists, we must talk about science. This environment is really like shooting a ghost movie. I am a little afraid to watch it." "Everyone, don't panic, our little sister Minjio's sword looks like it can kill 100 ghosts. The further you go in, the closer you are to the cave, the heavier the cold." Director Chi, the assistant director and others couldn't go on any longer, and stopped in their tracks. At this moment, Yuan Mingchi suddenly stopped. With a swish, he looked up. With the eyes of his supreme Onmyoji, he could see that the sky not far away was covered in darkness, and the darkness was still spreading. The earthbound spirit is no longer hiding, and can't wait. "Very good," Yuan Mingchi said, baking. Yamata no Orakai was shocked. It got the order and quickly climbed down. Yuan Mingchi ordered again, "Return to the original body." Yaki nods obediently. Immediately afterwards, a behemoth appeared. "What kind of pet snake is this?" "This is the fierce god in the Dongsang myth." Yamata no Orakai. When Director Chi raised his head, he saw 8 heads and 8 tails. His eyes darkened, and he almost lost his footing. "Oops, is this something that can be aired?" "Good morning. It's the last day of March, and the babies who still have Piaopio gave us a few pairs of CPS, a wave of wow. The hidden MVP outside the episode, Ji-yoon. Do you like Polaroid or Toka? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Ching Qian. Chapter 1007. If this was broadcast, wouldn't he have to be sent to the Supernatural Management Bureau by Daxia TV to lock him up? He is still waiting to finish filming this variety show and start filming a TV series. He didn't want to go in and drink tea and step on the sewing machine. Director Chi suppressed the turbulent waves in his heart, and when he came back to his senses for the first time and prepared to ask the photography team to turn off the photography equipment, it was too late. The huge figure of Yamata no Orakai broke into the live broadcast camera. Its 8 tails were wrapped around 8 trees respectively, and with a bang, the big tree surrounded by 10 people was uprooted. With a plop, Director Chi fell to the ground. It wasn't because his legs were weak, but because the ground was shaking violently. making him unable to stand still. Wow, what a lifelike big snake. This snake actually has 8 heads and 8 tails. Fierce, looks super cute too, right? The program team is really awesome, such advanced special effects are used. This second is very good, right? It's all money burning. I am from Dongsang. This is more real than the Yamata no Orakai on the murals I visited. It can be seen that the program group has really spent a lot of money. I love watching it, so show more. Director Chi took a deep breath, and looked at Yuan Mingchi tremblingly. Mr. Yuan, you are. Yuan Mingchi raised his head, looked at the location where the earthbound spirit was, and smiled faintly. It's just a 3,000-year-old earthbound spirit, don't worry. The word district made Director Chi start to wonder if he hadn't learned Chinese well. He froze for 2 seconds, then blurted out, earthbound spirit. Isn't this something that only exists in the legend of Dongsang ghosts? You found this deserted island very well. It is far away from the Dragon Vein in Nanzhou, and here, there used to be a gate of the dead. Yuan Mingchi put his hands behind his back. This earthbound spirit has absorbed a lot of resentment and undead spirits. The aura of the gate became very powerful, and the entire island was under its surveillance. The moment we landed on the island, it was already planning how to kill us, but unfortunately, it has no great wisdom after all, and it doesn't know that iron plates cannot be kicked. Mr. Yuan, Director Chi couldn't help trembling, but he was extremely dedicated, and he remembered the most important thing at the critical moment: we are live broadcasting. The audience. Are you crazy? The core values are about to collapse. Don't worry. Yuan Mingchi raised his eyebrows and said flatly, they won't believe what they should see, they won't see what they shouldn't see, and they won't hear what they shouldn't hear. This is the magic of yin-yang. With the cultivation base of Yuan Mingchi Supreme Onmyoji, he can grant yin-yang eyes to an ordinary person at will. With yin and yang eyes, you can see more things. Director Chi. He hurriedly probed to look at the live broadcast screen, and found that the netizens were just marveling at the real special effects of Yamata no Orakai, and found no other abnormalities. This snake is really gorgeous, the snake pattern is so beautiful. I wonder which master designed the model? Does anyone feel that this is a real snake? I deeply suspect that it was Miss Minjio's slap snake. You didn't wake up, did you? Where is such a big snake? It must be a special effect. And because Yamata no Orakai rushed out again, the shadow of the snake was no longer visible in the live broadcast room, and the netizens quickly attracted the attention of Sci-fi and Uzion on the other side. While heaving a sigh of relief, Director Chi swallowed hard and spit out, then why can I see it? Since you want to record a variety show with passion, you always need to exercise your heart more. Yuan Mingchi tilted his head, nodded and smiled. Otherwise you will see something you shouldn't watch in the future. What should you do? Director Chi clutched his heart, always feeling the pain in his heart. Is this what he can become strong after exercising? He began to condemn Director Chin 10,000 times in his heart. Director Chin only told him that Sci-fi would tie bows on boa constrictors, but he didn't tell him that the person she randomly called was an Onmyoji, and he also brought the mythical Yamata no Orakai. His worldview is completely shattered today, the kind that can't be put together again. Director Chi's eyes were blank. Director Chi. Did you see it? At this moment, the assistant director finally came to his senses and panicked. Oh Orok. 8 tails, oh my god, I must have gone to hell. Director Chi said fiercely, get out. Deputy Director. Huh? Solved, Yuan Mingchi said suddenly, is there one left? Okay, come back. After Yamata no Orakai devoured the earth-binding spirit, it turned back into a miniature form, lying on Kukaki Minjio's sword and shaking its little tail. Director Chi twitched his forehead, and hurried forward. Mr. Yuan, so that ground-binding spirit, is dead. Not yet, Yuan Mingchi said, but someone will solve it. Director Chi was stunned. Could it be that Mr. Fi Wen brought another Onmyoji here? No, it's Ching Ching Yuan Mingqi said again, she is another one, just let her practice her hand. Director Chi only felt a shock in his mind. He supported the tree, barely stood still, and said in a trance voice, "Si, can teacher Si solve it?" Of course Yuan Mingqi chuckled, she can solve it, she is the strongest among us. There is nothing that the little junior sister can't solve. Xiaoju, the last avatar of the earthbound spirit is on your side. Yuan Mingqi pressed the headset and said quickly, its 2 souls and 7 souls have been swallowed by Baki, but it is very cunning. The last soul is hidden, and there are 500 years of cultivation left, it's up to you. Si's eyes narrowed, and she moved her wrist, understood, don't worry, I will take this last soul back in a while, and use it as nourishment for Xiao Baki. At the end of the conversation, she waved at Yuzian, Brother 9, let's go over there. At the same time, Qin Ziyu, Mu Qing, Song Jinghui, and Hua Jingwen also arrived deep in the forest. The 4 of them also felt a little cold, but they didn't take it to heart. In order to create an image of a good senior brother, Mu Qing took off his coat and put it on for Qin Ziyu. Qin Ziyu was very silent all the way, and Song Jinghui felt more and more distressed. I will find a way to help you, Ziyu. Song Jinghui gritted his teeth, as long as Si is not in the entertainment circle, it will only be you, so don't be sad. Qin Ziyu was taken aback, and looked at him in surprise, are you dreaming? The CEO of Yun's Hang is her brother, and the CEO of Ling is her admirer. She has won so many awards and endorsements, her backstage. Speaking of this, her nails dug into the palm of her hand. With so many achievements, why does Si insist on competing with her? The entertainment circle is such a big piece of cake, originally she could get a piece of it, but once Si came back, she had nothing left. Song Jinghui said stubbornly, there will always be a way. Didn't her body just recover? I will find a way. Qin Ziyu scolded idiot in his heart, but smiled lightly on his face, I'm fine, don't set yourself up, as you can see, she is not easy to mess with. Song Jinghui frowned, his eyes flickered, and he began to think seriously. Ziyu. Look, Hua Jingwen suddenly called out, they are not on the same road as us, why did they bump into each other? Qin Ziyu raised his head and looked in the direction Hua Jingwen pointed, and as expected, he saw Si and Yuzian walking towards this side. She must be following you. Hua Jingwen snorted coldly, she is narrow-minded and oppressing you, so she can't see you walking the same path as her. Ziyu, I am optimistic about you, and the final winner must be you. Qin Ziyu didn't speak, but just shook his head. We won't go with them. Hua Jingwen was very unhappy. Ziyu, let's go into the cave. I suggest you don't go in now. A voice sounded from behind, unhurriedly, there are some bad things inside, and you don't want to run into them. Hua Jingwen was originally holding her breath, but when she heard this sentence, she got excited instead. Why don't you let me in? There are clues left by the program team, you don't want me to find out, do you? Song Jinghui also said, this cave is also the location set by the program group, there must be clues inside. Mu Qing stopped, and looked at Si hesitantly. You won't let me in, I want to go in. Hua Jingwen snorted coldly, Ziyu, let's go in, it's just a cave, what can there be inside? The island has the royal guard of the Principality of Mustun, and the ace bodyguard of the Daxia Security Bureau. What can happen? Si remained motionless, please go ahead. I haven't touched it for a long time, and my hands are very itchy. On the first day of April, I will write an update overnight and post it early for everyone. Do you have an early monthly ticket? The new month has begun, everyone has guaranteed monthly tickets, please vote for Ching Ching and His Majesty to support, thank you. There are 2 updates for the holidays today, not an April Fool's joke. After having everything taken away, She returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1008. The 5 provinces of Daxia are guarded by dragon veins, and there are no spirits. The last time she experienced the joy of catching ghosts was in Dongsang, and she missed this long-lost happiness very much. Hua Jingwen snorted coldly, pulled Qin Ziyu and walked inside. The cell phone rang at this moment. Wait a minute, Qin Ziyu stopped. Director Qi. Hey, it's me, Director Qi said anxiously. Have you arrived at that cave? Don't go in, Mr. Yuan said. There is a clone of the earthbound spirit inside, and anyone who enters will be gone. Qin Ziyu turned on the speakerphone, and the 3 people next to her could also hear clearly. Hua Jingwen only felt angry and funny. She said sarcastically, Director Qi, don't favor SI fucking too much. I know there are clues left by the program crew in the cave. You can't just because SI fucking wants to, you use such nonsensical reasons to prevent us from going in. Before Director Qi could say anything, she had already entered the cave first. As soon as she entered, she shuddered. The temperature in the cave is indeed very low, but in Hua Jingwen's view, this is a normal climate change, and it has nothing to do with ghosts and gods. Outside the cave, Qin Ziyu also smiled. Director Qi, nothing will happen. Didn't you also arrange bodyguards to protect us? That's not something the bodyguards can handle. Director Qi was even more anxious. Don't move, I'll go over right away. I'm afraid you will get hurt. After the call ended, Qin Ziyu looked a little cold. If Director Qi told her this before, she would naturally stay where she was and wait for her. But now, no matter how stupid she is, she can see that Director Qi is clearly in collusion with SI fucking. It's true that Single and Going to Hell is a love variety show, but the main content is survival. The more points you get, the higher your final score will be. Only the first can get more resources and traffic. Is this also the adventure part set by the program group? Mu Qing raised his eyebrows with great interest. It's really realistic. Even the director himself went out. Can the earth bind the spirit? As long as there is another reason to say that there are wild animals in the cave, it is more true than the so-called earthbound spirit. It should be, Qin Ziyu said lightly. Let's go. Mu Qing and Song Jinghui both followed her in. There are fireflies flying out of the cave from time to time, and there are torches on both sides of the cave wall, which is not as black as imagined. Someone should have come in here earlier. Mu Qing shook his head and laughed. Otherwise, where would there be these lighting torches? The director even said that there are earthbound spirits. What a joke. The photographer didn't enter, and Qin Ziyu didn't have to pretend anymore. She twitched the corners of her lips and said sarcastically, she disappeared for 3 years without saying anything, and everyone has to support her when she comes back. It's a lucky fate. That's right, Hua Jingwen echoed. Obviously we are the better at weaving. We have worked hard on our own until now, but we don't have as many backers as SI fucking. The 4 of them continued to walk in, and the temperature became lower as they went in. They talked and laughed, completely unaware of a black shadow reflected on both sides of the cave wall, which was slowly approaching them. I went out right away, and I didn't see any danger. Qin Ziyu sighed. The director is really off for SI fucking. All the words that came to his lips turned into a scream. Qin Ziyu's eyes widened, looking at the black figure rushing towards her in horror. His body froze. What's this? This is not a human face at all, nor is it a human speed. Weaving Gashi. Junior sister, be careful. Qin Ziyu's legs were a little weak, but he could still move. Her hand subconsciously pulled Hua Jingwen in front of her, and pushed her forward hard. With a plop, Hua Jingwen fell to the ground, separating Qin Ziyu from earthbound spirit. Qin Ziyu heaved a sigh of relief, turned around and ran away. The cave mouth is just ahead. As long as she gets out and finds Peloton, she'll be fine. Hua Jingwen looked at Qin Ziyu in disbelief, her voice trembling. Qin Ziyu. She and Qin Ziyu are on good terms, and often show off their girlfriend's love on Weibo, interacting with each other every day. Qin Zhao actually pushed her to die. Mu Qing and Song Jinghui reacted very quickly, and they left with Qin Zhao without caring about Hua Jingwen's life or death. Although they don't know what it is, they also know that if they stop, they will die. It happened that Hua Jingwen stood in the way for them. Who would save her? Hua Jingwen was terrified at first. Her legs were so weak that she couldn't move, and she was pushed to the ground by Qin Zhao and injured. She had no ability to escape. She almost collapsed, tears fell down. If she had listened to Sci-fi's words and hadn't come in, wouldn't she have to suffer such an innocent disaster? No, she could have escaped originally, but Qin Zhao pushed her out specially. Boom! The mountain shook for a while, and the cave was about to collapse. With a swish, the wind blows, and all the torches are extinguished. Everything was dark to the extreme. Hua Jingwen stared at the ground-binding spirit that was getting closer and closer to her, completely desperate. And suddenly, a voice sounded, unhurriedly. "Didn't anyone tell you, don't do harm in front of me?" The voice was icy cold, revealing a biting chill. But to Hua Jingwen's ears, it was a life-saving straw. She shouted in surprise, "I am here. Here. Director Qi must have brought someone to rescue her." The huge earthbound spirit stopped and slowly turned its head. The figure of the girl gradually appeared. Her pace was unhurried, very leisurely. Clatter! She snapped her fingers lightly, and in an instant, all the torches on the wall were lit up again. The firelight illuminated her face, reflecting a face that turned all sentient beings upside down. A pair of fox eyes that seemed to be smiling but not smiling, with deep brows and icy muscles. She was so breathtakingly beautiful. When she stood on the red carpet, no matter how gorgeous the dress was, the first thing everyone noticed was her face. This face that unifies the global aesthetics has never been just a bragging. Hua Jingwen trembled and said, "Si." Her mind was in a mess, completely unable to comprehend what was going on. Just now, it seemed that Si just snapped his fingers and summoned Hua. What ability is this? Si raised her eyes suddenly, her fingers stuck out like lightning, and her voice was cold, "I want to die." On the ground, Hua Jingwen was paralyzed with fright. Don't kill me. Don't kill me." When she opened her eyes, her sight regained clarity, and she saw a scene she would never forget in her life. The girl strangled the pitch-black ground spirit with one hand, and remained motionless. Her brows and eyes were calm, and she didn't show any fear. Instead, she bent her fox eyes and looked at the earth-binding spirit pinched in her hand with interest. "Are you jumping again?" The ground-binding spirit struggled violently, but couldn't break free from her two fingers. Si tilted his head and waved his other hand lightly. Buzz! All the fallen stones returned to their place and returned to the wall. While talking and laughing, everything returned to normal. Hua Jingwen stared blankly. Sanguine was severely impacted at this moment. She couldn't say a complete sentence. You. Roar. Roar! Earthbound spirit roared, terrified, and even made a sound. You are, you woo. You are you woo. So you know me. Si raised his eyebrows, "But you are so ugly, I never remember it. Go in." With a sound of boom, the earth-binding spirit was instantly compressed to the size of a palm, and was directly stuffed into the spirit-binding bottle. The imprisonment bottle is a magic weapon invented by Ji Chun Yuan and Yunmen to imprison and control spirits. In the Eternal Continent, earthbound spirits and floating spirits are more common, and there are not a few earthbound spirits over 10,000 years old. With this magic weapon, these spirits dare not do evil. Fifth senior brother, I have already solved it. Si pressed the headset. This ground-binding spirit has absorbed a lot of resentment, but it is a pity that it was not used to increase spiritual wisdom. It is really stupid. To my surprise, it knew me. Yuan Mingqi chuckled when he heard the words, who would not know the famous Yawu? I'll thank you for Bakey first. Small meaning Si fucking's tone was brisk, I'll give you the Lingling bottle in a while. Hua Jingwen was still trembling, she raised her head tremblingly, Si, teacher Si, you. Here Si Fu leaned down and shook the small bottle, it's actually quite cute, do you want to see it? The earthbound spirit was trapped in the spirit-locking bottle and returned to its original appearance. It is some kind of ferocious beast, which has never been recorded, with a blue face and fangs, and many tentacles and hairs. Hua Jingwen's nerves could no longer bear it, her eyes darkened, and she passed out. Before she passed out, there was only one thought left in her mind. Qin Zhao actually wanted to occupy Si fucking's position and fans, isn't he crazy? Plus is coming. Continue to ask for a wave of monthly tickets. Just a few votes away. We abuse scum and fall in love are two different things, and after finishing this big article about love, we will go to Xiaobai and Xiaoyu. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1009. Seeing Hua Jingwen who had passed out completely, Si fucking shook the earth-binding spirit in the bottle again. Aju, is it really scary? I think it's just a little ugly. It's not scary, Yu Zian said, but for those who don't know the existence of the earthbound spirit, it is indeed beyond the range that their spirit can bear. Si fucking clapped his hands and sighed, it's really troublesome to carry you out. She easily carried Hua Jingwen on her shoulders, and walked out of the cave with Yu Zian. Director Qi also hurried over at this time, and when he saw Si fucking coming out, he immediately stepped forward, Teacher Si, that ground-binding spirit. Now that his worldview is broken and can't be put together, let him join the new world. Here Si fucking freed one hand and pointed to the bottle in his pocket, don't worry, I can't escape. Then. Director Qi looked nervously at the unconscious Hua Jingwen, is she alright? I'm fainted from fright, just rest and rest. Si fucking took out another medicine bottle, let her take some medicine when she wakes up, she has seen something that breaks the three views, so she has to take care of it. Director Qi responded repeatedly, and frowned again, Teacher Si, Qin Zhao and the others. He was already very dissatisfied with Qin Zhao. At the very beginning, it was Qin Zhao who took the initiative to contact them, saying that he wanted to participate in the show, and he agreed. But Director Qi who was at the scene could see clearly that Qin Zhao had been trying to trap Si Fuqian in terms of words or actions. It just didn't work once. Director Qi didn't know anything about the fan circle and the company's marketing, but now he could understand that the reason why Qin Zhao appeared on the show was to copy Si fucking's route again to become famous. I don't know where I went, Si fucking said flatly, when I went in, she was the only one who fell on the ground. Director Qi's expression changed, it can't be. Before he finished speaking, a voice rang through the intercom. Director Qi, Miss Qin, and the others have entered another cave. That cave has collapsed now, the captain of the bodyguard said loudly, rescue must be carried out as soon as possible. Okay. Rescue immediately. Director Qi's expression became serious, contact the medical team to ensure follow-up treatment. After finishing speaking, he contacted the executive director again, the live broadcast is temporarily suspended, and we will prepare for the next step after the rescue is over. The executive director hastily responded, and then hesitated, Director Qi, Miss Qin, and the others were buried, this must be a big deal, her fans must be going crazy, it's our responsibility, and we will bear it with all our strength. Director Qi remained calm, send another team to investigate the reason for the collapse of the second cave. Although this deserted island has not been inhabited all year round, its plates are very solid, and there have been no natural accidents such as earthquakes. The sudden collapse of the cave may have something to do with the earth-binding spirit. Teacher Si, you go to rest first. Director Qi turned his head, this time I really trouble you. Small things. Si fucking nodded. If there is anything that needs my cooperation in the future, Director Chi can just say so. The variety show Single Going to Hell is broadcast live worldwide, and there will be a simplified version on major video sites in the future, attracting a huge audience. The focus of the whole world is focused on this, and suddenly an accident occurs, and it is immediately on the news hot search. Hashtag Single will go to hell. Hashtag Desert Island Cave collapse. Hashtag Chin Zio and other stars were buried. Hashtag Search and rescue personnel are in emergency search and rescue. Hashtag. As soon as these news came out, the entire internet exploded. Chin Zio's fans were even more furious, and they ran to the Weibo of the program group to insult them. What's going on with the program group? What does your security team do for food? From the very beginning, I felt that the program group was unreliable, and felt sorry for Zio's presence in such a program group. Why do we only have Zio on the show together? Did Si fucking have an accident? Did the program team send all the security forces to protect Si fucking, right? I think so too. The program team has always favored Si fucking, so they must come out and apologize to Zio. It's strange, isn't Song Jinghui in a group with Hua Jingwen today? Why was she buried with Chin Zio? Where was Hua Jingwen? Hua Jingwen was indeed frightened, but because Si fucking appeared in time and was not injured, she woke up leisurely in the afternoon. It's just that after she woke up, she kept staring at the wall in a daze. With a squeak, the door was pushed open, and there was a sound. Never mind. Hua Jingwen's body shivered suddenly, and she hugged her hair and screamed, I saw a ghost. What a scary ghost. I was pushed out by Chin Zio. The scream was caught in the throat. Si fucking forced a medicine into Hua Jingwen's mouth, raised his eyebrows and smiled, take it and you'll be fine, huh. The medicine turned into a stream of heat and fell into the abdomen, and it quickly took effect. Hua Jingwen calmed down, but her thoughts were still in a mess. She closed her eyes, and the pale face of Earthbound Ling appeared before her eyes again. Actually, you were very lucky, but you just fainted. Si fucking crossed his arms, the other three were buried, their arms were broken, and they are still in a coma. Hua Jingwen was taken aback, what's going on? In the cave they entered, there is also a floating spirit. Si fucking said lightly, you floating spirit has no ability to take the initiative to harm people, so it took advantage of the collapse of the cave to collect its soul. Don't worry, this floating spirit has also been eaten by Xiao Beiki. The evil spirits on the island have been wiped out, and nothing will happen. Hua Jingwen tried hard to digest these sentences. With her worldview formed over the past 20 years, it is very difficult to understand what happened today, especially the supernatural power displayed by Si fucking. Yes, I'm sorry. Hua Jingwen took a deep breath, her eyes were red, thank you for saving me, I thought I was going to die, I was really sorry for speaking rudely to you a few days ago, you want me I can do anything, I'm serious. I'm not interested. Si fucking said calmly, just don't bother me. You, what kind of skill is that? Hua Jingwen stammered, can you? Si fucking turned to look at her, which one are you referring to? Hua Jingwen's face flushed red, it's the ignition, how did you do it? Oh, this. Si fucking snapped his fingers, and the scented candle on the bedside table suddenly lit up. She flicked her hand again, and the fire went out in an instant. That's how it works. Hua Jingwen. She was sure that she hadn't blinked, and she hadn't missed any secret scenes, so why didn't she see any key points? How can someone light a fire with a snap of their fingers? Hua Jingwen's eyes were dull and empty. Suddenly she burst into tears, my brain is broken, what should I do? I must be dying, or else I have hallucinations. That's it. Si fucking nodded regretfully, then let's take a good rest. She pushed open the tent door. The earthbound spirit disappeared, and the temperature on the deserted island returned to normal. The sun was scattered, and the man was leaning against a tree with slender legs. The leaves covered half of his face, leaving a mottled tree shadow hanging down. Yu Xian turned her head sideways upon hearing the sound. Rufeng's eyes slowly raised. Although the tent was soundproof, it couldn't hide it from his ears. He stretched out his hand and touched her head, with a faint smile in his voice. Scary again. No way. I fucking blinked. I just played with fire a little bit. She doesn't believe it. She is a good child who insists on materialism. I'll believe it after seeing it a few more times. Yu Xian hummed. Director Qi and fifth senior brother have already begun to discuss the reasons for the formation of the earthbound spirit. Directors are quick to accept. Fu touched his chin. Maybe this is their talent. Ching ching. He suddenly called her. She raised her head and held his hand. In the next second, a delicate kiss fell on her fingertips, which was hot yet cold. Caught off guard, the numb feeling spread all over the body along the fingertips, reaching the depths of the cerebral cortex. Fucking's hand retracted instantly, and his whole body also retreated. You, what are you doing? Today's weather is fine. Yu Xian kept her brows fixed and smiled lightly. Suddenly I really want to bully you. Fucking fell silent. She finally began to think about a serious question. The bullying she thinks and the bullying that Yu Xian thinks, don't seem to have the same meaning at all. You are not allowed to bully me. Fucking was vigilant. I was not prepared just now. Preparation, Yu Xian pondered, then smiled again. Next time I will let the girl prepare it, so I won't be so hasty. Fucking. Is this what she said? Big black heart monster. A day and a night passed, and online, public opinion continued to ferment. The program team posted a Weibo about the successful rescue, but it was still drowned out by the abuse from Qin Zhao's fans. Ruan Chengfang also pointed at director Qi's nose and scolded, Wei Zhao came to the show to help the show gain popularity, not to seek anger. Do you know how much insurance our Zhao hands have? You can't even pay for it. Rise. Ruan director Qi's expression turned cold. You might as well ask your artists why you didn't listen to persuasion and insisted on going into the cave alone, and what she did when she encountered something. Just as Ruan Chengfang was about to continue scolding, the assistant called her, Sister Ruan, Zhao is awake. I'll settle the score with you later. Ruan Chengfang snorted coldly and walked into the ward. Qin Zhao's face was pale, and he looked a little weak, but his limbs did not suffer any impact. Because at the critical moment, Song Jinghui protected her in his arms, but he broke an arm. Qin Zhao's expression was a little dazed. Obviously yesterday's experience also broke her worldview. She was distraught. Hua Jingwen should have been eaten by that ghost, right? Fortunately, she reacted quickly and pushed Hua Jingwen out, otherwise she would be the one who died in the ghost belly. It's just that she didn't expect to enter the second cave and even meet a ghost. But at least she's alive, and that's enough. Zhao? Zhao, Ruan Chengfang was very worried. What are you thinking? Is there any discomfort? Don't worry, the company will support you this time. I'm fine. Qin Zhao struggled to sit up. Sister Ruan, let me tell the fans that they're safe first. You are really, oh, okay. Ruan Chengfang stopped talking when he was on the verge of speaking. Qin Zhao is still imitating Fucking style, but he is also very dedicated. She asked her assistant to prepare the live broadcast equipment and sent another Weibo announcement. Zhao wakes up. Very good. Zhao said, what's going on? Did someone hurt you on purpose? Hi everyone, thank you for your concern. I'm fine now. Qin Zhao's voice was weak, but he still smiled. It's because I didn't listen to the persuasion of the program team and Mr. Si, and insisted on taking action. I was accidentally buried, everyone. Don't be angry. Although this sentence didn't mention anything, but with Fucking's name in it, the fans exploded again. Persuasion, I guess not. I knew it had something to do with SI fucking. SI fucking's mind is too small to see his younger generation shine. And Jingwen, I don't know what happened to her. Qin Zhao lowered his head, saddened. She was also buried to save me, she. Oh my god, I really didn't hear about Jingwen. Jingwen and Zhao really deserve to be good sisters. They saved Zhao at a critical moment. Bless Jingwen, she must be fine. Hua Jingwen watched Qin Zhao's live broadcast coldly, her eyes getting colder and colder. When life and death are at stake, people's first instinct is self-protection, which is not a problem. But after Qin Zhao pushed her out as a sacrificial offering, he even pretended to apologize in front of the netizens, which completely chilled her heart. Now that Hua Jingwen has calmed down, she can also find that she stands up for Qin Zhao every time, and Qin Zhao is as clean as a green lotus out of water. What happened in the past 2 days really made me feel haggard. During the live broadcast, Qin Zhao continued, I will quit the program group, please don't delve into it any further. After saying this, she withdrew from the live broadcast. Ruan Chengfang smiled, Zhao, amazing, you didn't mention anything, but put them together, unless SI fucking can prove himself, otherwise it will have something to do with your accident. Yet Qin Zhao said lightly, besides, I didn't say anything and she and her fans couldn't catch me. Ruan Chengfang suddenly asked again, really Hua Jingwen saved you? Is she so selfless? Qin Zhao paused, a friend in need is a friend, Sister Ruan, I'm tired, I need to sleep for a while. Sister Ruan nodded and walked out. On the other side, Hua Jingwen contacted Director Qi and asked for a live broadcast. She really didn't want Qin Zhao to pour all the sewage on others. Director Qi readily agreed. He was also very angry. The program team treated Qin Ji more kindly, but Qin Zhao pushed the program team into the fire pit. The live broadcast equipment was set up, and Hua Jingwen's face appeared on the big screen. She suppressed her anger, hello everyone, I'm Hua Jingwen. Qin Zhao covered up the truth of the matter, but it's okay, I will tell you everything. Qin Ji wants to be alone? There are no doors. Good morning. It's not far from 300 votes, only a few dozen votes, everyone give Ching Ching a wave of votes. That's right, Ching Ching is not the cool type, wow, the cold one is Ying Huang, she is the smart type, and the coldness can't fit her. I haven't described her as cold in this book, and she is not the cold type in appearance. It is a beauty with a strong face, fox eyes, dark red hair, long hair, deep facial features, and a very aggressive beauty. No matter how beautiful the clothes are on the red carpet, only her face can be seen. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1010. The entire live broadcast room was silent. All the netizens, including the aggressive group of Qin Zhao fans who came to the live broadcast room, were unanimously confused. Isn't Hua Jingwen alright, can jump and jump, what nonsense is Qin Zhao talking about? What does it mean that Qin Zhao covered up the truth? What is the truth? It's scary to think about it. During Qin Zhao's live broadcast just now, although she didn't say it clearly, what she meant was that Hua Jingwen was dead. Why did she think so? Qin Zhao keeps her words ambiguous every time. Her fans only know to blame others on others and rush forward. Unfortunately, the deserted island collapsed because we insisted on entering an undeveloped place. Hua Jingwen said calmly, I was unlucky and didn't escape, Zhao and the other two were lucky. I thought I was going to die, but teacher Si fucking saved me at the last moment. I understand, Hua Jingwen has been taken over by Si fucking, now it comes out to backstab Orikoshi. Hua Jingwen, you are so disappointing. Zhao has such a good relationship with you and treats you as a close friend. Why do you help others to bully her instead? I want to apologize to Mr. Si fucking. If Mr. Si hadn't rescued me in time, Hua Jingwen pursed her lips, I may not see everyone anymore. I have prejudiced against teacher Si, and I apologize to her again. Some caring people, whoever Hua Jingwen has the best relationship with is whoever it is. I said earlier that this scholar is not an independent queen at all. She insists on learning from Si fucking, but she also learns 4 different things. In fact, the core inside is a beautiful white lotus flower. Don't slander us Zio. Jingwen and Zio are best friends of the nation, and Zio even regards Si fucking as an idol. Hey, I didn't mention your Zio name. How did you get in the right place? It seems that you fans are also very clear. There is another very important thing. This incident made me see Qin Zio's face clearly, and it also made me completely chill. Hua Jingwen sneered, I know that I am soft-spoken, and I don't have as many fans as this person. The fans are crazy, but I still have to ask. Qin Zio, why did you push me out to die and run away by yourself? Why did I feel sorry for you? The studio was silent again. No wonder Qin Zio thought that Hua Jingwen was dead, and it turned out that she was the culprit. He started talking nonsense again. It is impossible for us Zio to do such a thing. Can we be convicted just by talking about it? Didn't you forcefully convict the program crew and Si fucking with Qin Zio's mouth? You were wronged and pretended to be a peaceful and indifferent person in this world, but which time was it not me who stood up for you? Hua Jingwen looked directly at the live broadcast camera, her voice was cold, are you learning from Si fucking? How can you rely on me? What school is fucking? You only know how to hide behind fans. Your fans are really miserable. They are used by you as a stepping stone. You can see her clearly. One day it will be you who will send her to death. Hua Jingwen looked sarcastically, what are you saying that your next plan is to participate in single going to hell to copy Si fucking's explosive line, and you deserve it too? You are more disgusting than egoism. Blindly recognized a friend like you. The live broadcast immediately exploded. Although I knew about Qin Zio Sr., Fu Qing, I didn't expect her to have a step-by-step plan. Ju's Hung Company knows, right, very good at creating traffic stars, but the team behind it is tough. I have always believed in Zio. She debuted abroad at the age of 16, and returned to China at the age of 18 to become the false of youth girl and became a hit. She is definitely not the kind of person Hua Jingwen said. I am in high school this year. Zio has always been my belief, without evidence, no one is allowed to slander Zio. Hua Jingwen glanced at the live barrage, who says I have no evidence? You fans, listen carefully. She turned on the phone very neatly and clicked on a recording. The sound sounded and was clearly transmitted to the live broadcast room by the radio equipment. Zio, why did you think of going on a romance show? This love complex is not very helpful to your career. Why not big? Si fucking became popular because of 66 Days to Survive. Now it's my time. Don't worry, I have watched 66 Days to Survive 10 times, and I have learned her skills. Si fucking? Hasn't she been gone for 3 years? Of course I hope she disappears forever, otherwise, if she comes back, I'm afraid there will be no room for me in the entertainment industry. The company has analyzed her popular route for me, and knows what kind of character design her fans like. From now on, her fans will be my fans. There were 2 voices, one from Hua Jingwen and the other from Qin Zio. Qin Zio's voice is very recognizable, but netizens have never heard her speak in such an arrogant tone. Qin Zio, you really dare to think and say, I give you 3 words, do you deserve it? We Musi are not everyone's fans. Qin Zio thinks we are blind fools. What skills have you learned from Goddess Si, acting or knowledge? I remember that Qin Zio really never went to college. If you have the ability, you can get a champion in the college entrance examination, and then get the first place in the international joint exam. Fans are begging for hammering, are you happy? Hashtag Chinzio, Huajingwen hashtag. Hashtag Chinzio, human design collapses hashtag. Hashtag Chinzio, a fine scholar hashtag. Hashtag Chinzio, recording hashtag. Chinzio posted one hot search after another, and the popularity continued to rise. The programmers started to work overtime urgently again, complaining endlessly. Since the establishment of Juice Hung Company for so long, it has never encountered such a serious public relations crisis. Zio. Something big happened to Zio. Ruan Chengfang also panicked after receiving the news. She immediately patted Qin Zio up. Don't sleep, take a look. Sister Ruan Qin Zio was a little impatient. I'm not in good health yet, don't be so loud, my heart hurts. Qin Zio, Ruan Chengfang suddenly raised her voice, you should see how you are scolded first. Qin Zio woke up instantly, what's wrong? Ruan Chengfang handed her the phone. On Weibo, there are live clips of Hua Jingwen all over the place. Qin Zio's hands trembled, and his face gradually turned pale. She couldn't keep reading, and threw the phone out with a bang. What's going on? Qin Zio collapsed. Hua Jingwen is fine. Why didn't anyone tell me? Ruan Chengfang was not at the scene, and she had no idea what happened at the time. But hearing what Qin Zio said, she also knew that things were getting worse, so she blurted out, you really pushed Hua Jingwen out to die. How can you be so unclean? That's a ghost. Qin Zio held his head and screamed, it's impossible for humans to resist. If I don't push her, I can't even run away. What if I die? Her thoughts have been completely confused, and her spirit is on the verge of collapse. How could Hua Jingwen escape from that ghost? This is simply impossible. It's SI fucking. Qin Zio's brain suddenly cleared up a little bit. Did SI fucking save Hua Jingwen? Doesn't she have the ability to subdue ghosts? Or has the ghost left early? But none of that matters. The important thing is that she is sure that Hua Jingwen is dead, and the dead will not tell the truth, so she will mourn Hua Jingwen in the live broadcast to highlight the deep love of her girlfriends. But Hua Jingwen didn't die, she was even safe and sound, all her words became lies and were self-defeating. What should I do now? You are confused. Ruan Chengfang was also anxious. She used to have a good relationship with you, and you also said a lot of private things to her. She is also very smart, and even recorded the conversation between you. I will blackmail you later. Qin Zio was taken aback for a moment, but didn't dare to say anything. Is she still recording? The company is doing public relations for you. Ruan Chengfang took a deep breath. I insist that this recording is synthesized. It's okay if it only involves Hua Jingwen, she can't make a big deal, but you stepped on the company in the recording. Help me. SI fucking has not been in the entertainment circle for 3 years, but in these 3 years, she is full of myths about her. Neither RM nor Zhejianjiao have changed their spokespersons, but the sales of the two brands are only high or low. In the Oracle forum, the posts waiting for the return of God 9 have reached millions of floors, and they will always be in the top column. In fact, she failed to turn Moose into her die-hard fans at all. Her fans were all newcomers to the star-chasing circle. Under the promotion of Juice Hung Company, these fans were very easy to be brainwashed. Qin Zio's team has always relied on Penkai and Lotta Saifu to get to the top, but they didn't show it too obviously. As soon as the recording came out, it directly became the most powerful evidence. What Qin Zio couldn't accept the most was that the muses didn't scold her at all, let alone pay any attention to her, they just treated her like air. Qin Zio was so upset that she looked up blankly. Then, do they believe it? Some of your fans have lost their fans, and the die-hard fans still trust you. Ruan Chengfang pressed the center of his eyebrows. It is true that the show does not need to be recorded, so let's think about how to deal with this accident. If it can't be handled well, Qin Zio's top class will collapse completely, and Juice Hung Company will also suffer heavy losses. Ruan Chengfang regretted letting Qin Ziyu appear on this show, and she should have quit the moment she saw Si fucking, otherwise things would not have come to this point. The most urgent task is to appease the anger of netizens. The other side. Si fucking slept until noon, and she didn't like surfing the internet, so she didn't know what happened. Ninth brother, she rubbed her eyes, what's wrong? Yu Tang wants to talk to you. Yu Ziyan pushed the phone over, coax her. Si fucking blinked his fox eyes, why are you so generous all of a sudden? Yu Ziyan hummed, and smiled faintly, because I have bullied enough. Si fucking. She suddenly recalled what happened last night, and her fist hardened little by little. On the other end of the phone, Yu Tang became excited, what? Uncle Ju, how did you bully Ching Ching? Tell me quickly. Is there anything that my niece can't listen to? Yu Ziyan spoke, his voice was moody, Yu Tang. Yu Tang shrank all of a sudden, okay, I won't listen to your boudoir secrets. Si fucking picked up the phone, and immediately walked outside the villa, don't listen to your Uncle Ju's nonsense, he kept poking my itchy flesh yesterday, his heart is black. Ah! How could he do this? Yu Tang was a little disappointed, you poke him too and tickle her to death. Si fucking, he didn't. Yu Tang. What a sad thing. Ching Ching, you are too good. Yu Tang became excited again, your reputation as a member of the discipline committee of the entertainment industry is indeed not false, once you come back to the top, your house will collapse. Si fucking narrowed his eyes slightly, oh. Qin Ziyu, Yu Tang said, Hua Jingguan revealed a lot of inside stories about her, and her fans turned away in large numbers. I didn't expect her to be so vicious, and she specially asked others to die for her. Si Fu tilted his chin, and said lazily, I don't have the ability, if people don't want to know, unless they do nothing, things are done by themselves. Ching Ching, don't you know that Qin Ziyu's braids have almost gone up to the sky in the past 3 years? Yu Tang was indignant, isn't she relying on your absence? She deserves it. Tang Tang, leave her alone. Si fucking raised his eyebrows, how are you doing now? How is work? Over the years, Yu Tang has graduated and entered Liberty Island. Okay, Yu Tang said mysteriously, I have been admitted to the Intercontinental Research Institute, and now I am a B-level researcher. Today I am going to explore ore in the Eternal Continent. Si fucking sighed, Tang Tang. What's the matter? You may be going bald in the future. Yu Tang. Si fucking said unhurriedly, didn't you find that the researchers of the Intercontinental Research Institute are basically bald? Yu Tang. She found out. Yu Tang cried out, then what should I do? Is it too late for me to quit now? Don't be afraid, don't be afraid, Lu Xinggen's medical skills are so high now, even if you are really bald, you can still regrow your hair. Si fucking reassured her, if you have any difficulties, please call me and give me my name. Si fucking paused for a moment, then she turned her head, it's all your fault, for letting me get close to ink is black. Huh, Yu Ziyan raised his head, and he smiled, it can be closer, I like you, you are close to me. Ching Ching, I have something to leave. Yu Tang quickly hung up the phone. The next thing is not something she can listen to, she is very self-aware. Si fucking walked back, threw the phone to Yu Ziyan, and stretched, the show is almost over, and I plan to continue making movies and win next year's Grain Award. Her promise to fans will definitely be fulfilled. Yeah, Yu Ziyan raised her hand and touched her head, our love is very dazzling. Ian's catwalk show is about to start, I have to post a Weibo to promote it. Si fucking turned on the phone. At this moment, a message popped up on the phone. Exposure. Qin Ziyu copied Si fucking's line, did he imitate others, or was his design collapsed? Below this Weibo, there are dense data and schedules, planning how to market and how to swallow Sci-Fi's fans. The whole network exploded again. Good morning. 400 votes are coming soon. Continue to ask for votes. Well, Xiaobai and Xiaoyu are sweet campus characters. After having everything taken away, she returns as a god. Author, Qing Qian. Chapter 1011. This plan is detailed to every time point, what Qin Xiao will do. Including but not limited to returning to China to participate in Youth Girl, making AC debut with a counter-attack script in hand, and then filming costume dramas and recording survival variety shows. He even asked Qin Xiao to learn Sci-Fi's idioms in his Weibo posting style and speaking style. It was obviously an internal document of Ju's Hung Company. After it was exposed at this critical moment, it directly became the #1 hot search. It turned out that it was really marketing. I have always wondered how Qin Xiao became popular, and I always feel that she has a lot of fans. 80% of them are sailors, and the name of the top class does not match the reality. No wonder you are trying to figure out how to swallow your sister's fan plate. It is no exaggeration to say that your sister's black fans can hold a top class. I hate people like Qin Xiao the most. There is a scholar in my dormitory. He imitates me in everything I do. If you say he pretends to be wronged, it makes people feel ashamed, like eating flies. The muses still didn't care about any news about Qin Xiao. They just went to Sci-Fi's Weibo to urge her to post a selfie, which must be a different Zhigong grid. Another part of Moose is needing CP in selfish Kahua, editing videos. Sci-Fi posted the edited Weibo, with only text and no pictures. See at the show. The muses rushed over after hearing the news. Baby Ching Ching, let mom kiss you. Is Ching Ching going to catwalk, or become a designer? I don't know if I will have the chance to see the right hand of God this time. I'm really curious about who the designer is. Lan is too tight to hide it. #Sci-Fi, Lan hashtag. This trending search soared to the first place with lightning speed. Sci-Fi pointed to the following entries: 9th brother, did you release this? She didn't care about Qin Xiao, but Qin Xiao jumped in front of her and bullied her fans, and she didn't mind slapping her down. It is absolutely impossible for this internal information of Ju's Hung Company to be leaked. It can only be leaked. As the chief of the intelligence giant Organization Zero, Yu Xian has such ability. When Yu Xian heard the words, she just said lightly, "You are unique, I am narrow-minded, so naturally I can't see others imitating your every move." Narrow-minded, Sci-Fi paused, raised his eyebrows. His Majesty Yin said he was narrow-minded? Then there are still magnanimous people in this world. 1500 years ago, he really used his life to gamble on a great summer. On a certain bottom line, Yu Xian looked at her, her eyes were calm, and it was difficult to tell the depth. I don't allow others to touch it. He raised his hand and lifted a strand of her hair. You are, Daxia is. Daxia is the bottom line, and so is the girl. When the barbarians step into Daxia, they will leave their bodies behind. This is the land of Great Xia, and no one can invade it. Sci-Fi's heart trembled slightly, as if an electric current wrapped around his heart. She turned her head. Sometimes I think about what is your nature. At first, I thought you were a person who was indifferent to the world. I'm not a kind person by nature, and you've seen it. Yu Xian smiled lightly. My hands are stained with countless blood, and you can't run away even if you want to. Sci-Fu tilted his chin. I know, no wonder you asked me if it was too cruel for Emperor Yin to kill more than 5,000 eunuchs and filthy officials in a year, so you just want to hear my opinion of you. Well, he said, I have selfish motives. He read a lot of books about Yin Huang, both positive and negative, and he never cared about other people's opinions. The whole world praises it without persuading it, and the world criticizes it without adding dismay. But he always paid attention to her opinion. At that time, the wind was moving, and it was really a heartbeat. This is the beginning of his love for her. Boom boom boom. There was a knock on the door. Sci-fi returned to her senses, and she stood up. Here we come. The door opens. Teacher SI Director Chi panted, it's all my fault. I didn't install cameras in those caves. You were almost framed by Chin's IO. Small things. SI fucking shook his head slightly, it's not your fault or mine, so don't take it to heart. Mr. SI, I'm really sorry for what happened to the program team. Director Chi wiped his sweat. I'm really sorry that you invited so many people to participate in the program, and now the program has to be interrupted. I'm also sorry for you. Director Chi is too polite to say that. SI fucking raised his eyebrows. I am very grateful to you for giving me a platform to make a comeback. Director Tang just happened to find me. I was about to audition and was about to ask for leave with you. That's good, that's good. Director Chi breathed a sigh of relief. Our program has already been recorded halfway, and the opinion of the remaining half is to wait for a month before recording, which is just enough for Teacher SI to audition and go to the grid. Ryan. SI fucking nodded and smiled. Okay, I will participate. Director Chi tentatively asked, then the others. Well, SI Fu rubbed his chin. Duke Miston's revolution has not yet succeeded, and he will continue to participate. Fu Zhang also reluctantly said, I will come to the lower part, please remember to invite me. Okay, okay. Director Chi smiled. Little girl, how old are you this year? Are you a college student? Among the people SI fucking invited, only this little girl looked innocent and normal. Fu Zhang blinked and thought seriously, I don't remember the exact age, but I have lived at least 15,400 years. Director Chi. Director Chi. What did he hear? 15,400 years? Did you use the wrong magnitude of the number? Yunying unhurriedly walked around behind the dumbfounded Director Chi. Master, don't be scary. Nizai, Fu Zhang glanced at him, I'm telling the truth. How do you talk to the elders? Yunying hummed lightly, it frightens people. Are you responsible? Are you frightened? Fu Zhang walked around Director Chi. Shouldn't be, hasn't he already seen Yamata no Orakai with his own eyes? Director Chi looked stiff. His whole body is going to be broken. Dear Director, please remember to tell Ching Ching. Fu Zhang pressed Director Chi's shoulder, speaking earnestly, because I'm a little tired of work, and I'm going to reincarnation to play. I'm afraid I won't be there when you look for me. Director Chi looked at her blankly, his eyes had lost the brilliance of life. Reincarnation, just for fun? He can understand every word, but he can't understand the meaning at all after connecting them together. Yunying's eyes narrowed suddenly, are you going to reincarnation? Let's play. Fu Zhang waved his hand, this is a way of my cultivation, you don't understand. Yunying didn't speak, but looked into the distance with dark eyes. The phone rang at this moment, breaking the silence. SI fucking picked it up, hello. She didn't know what she said over there, but her expression changed. Okay, I'll go there now. Yunying withdrew her gaze. Xiaoju, what's wrong? It's Xiaoju's call. SI fucking packed his things quickly. Xiaobai is awake, I'll go see her. Yeah. Yunying lifted her chin, let's go together and see little Pixiu. Great Xia Empire, 49 cities. The Mo family's plane arrived at its destination within an hour. SI fucking didn't wait for the plane to come to a complete stop, then jumped out of the cabin door and rushed into the villa. Thank you. Teacher SI Xiaoju's eyes were black and blue, and there was a faint look of exhaustion between his brows and eyes. Xiaobai woke up, but she seems to, don't remember anyone, and she is very afraid of life. I dare not go in, for fear of hurting her. SI fucking's expression changed again, I'll go and have a look. Xiaoyu hummed and stood aside. He leaned against the wall with his legs bent, his eyelashes drooping and his pupils extinguished. The bedroom was pure white. The girl sat on the bed, huddled into a small ball, staring blankly at the window. Xiaobai, SI fucking approached, Xiaobai, do you remember me? The girl raised her head when she heard the sound, her eyes lit up. It's Jeju. It's me, I fucking hugged her, tears shed silently, she whispered, you woke up, you finally woke up. She was afraid that Xiaobai would just fall asleep like this and never wake up again. Jeju Baijinyu rubbed her eyes and muttered, did I sleep for a long time? My head hurts a little. There were a lot of people here just now, and I didn't know them. I've been waiting for you. Si fucking held her head in his hands, let me see. Baijinyu asked her to check obediently. There is no skin injury, maybe you slept too much. Si fucking rubbed her head, you were injured, do you still have any memory? Baijinyu's big eyes showed a bit of bewilderment, no, am I injured? Si fucking paused, she wiped away her tears, and smiled, no, you just fainted from eating too much. Baijinyu opened her eyes wide, Jeju, you big villain. Noob. Miss Bai, you're awake. For the past 3 years, everyone has been waiting for Xiaobai to wake up. Jeju, who are they? Baijinyu put his fingers on Si fucking's shoulders, and carefully poked his head out, are they Jeju's friends? Jeju has friends, I'm so happy. As soon as these words came out, Feng San's smile froze, and he was greatly shocked. At any rate, he also carried gold for Miss Bai when she was still a Pixiu, and even slipped past it, why doesn't he know him now? Xiaoyu looked at the girl deeply, the blackness in his eyes became more and more intense. Baijinyu just hugged Si fucking, Jeju, I'm a little scared, I'm sleepy and want to sleep. Well, go to sleep. Si fucking covered her with the quilt, and patted her chest again. Baijinyu quickly fell asleep. Si fucking quietly accompanied her for a while, then got up and exited the room, closing the door. Miss Si, what's going on? Feng San was confused, Miss Xiaobai lost her memory. No, it's because the soul has not returned, and her current mind is stuck in the past. Si fucking was silent for a moment, and then said, except for me, she doesn't know anyone anymore. Xiaoyu paused, clenched his fingers and loosened them, can't you recover? Her soul is unstable. Si fucking turned his head, Senior Chun Yuan said to let her live in a quiet environment that she likes. After getting used to it, her strength and memory will be restored. Xiaoyu raised his head, his eyebrows furrowed slightly, would you like a quiet environment? Yes, I fucking nodded slightly. She used to tell me that she wanted to experience campus life after she transformed into a human being, but now that her strength has not recovered, Eternal Academy is too dangerous, and Xia University is a good choice. Hearing this, Xiaoyu raised his eyebrows, it is indeed a very good choice. You have a student status in Xia University, and so does Yan. Si fucking nodded, when I'm not around, please take care of her. Let her fully integrate into the lives of ordinary people, which will greatly help her recovery. Help. 3 years ago, during the Eternal War, all the students from the inner courtyard of the Eternal Academy who participated in the battle received their graduation certificates. Nian Yan's speed has also reached the extreme, he graduated early, and now he is concentrating on his graduate studies at Xia University. Xiaoyu put one hand in his pocket, lowered his eyelashes, and said in a leisurely tone, no, I'm enough alone, let him take care of his business. Yan is quite busy. He is preparing an experimental project with Ji Huan recently. Si fucking's eyes narrowed slightly, you are an international star, aren't you busy? International big stars can also rest, Xiaoyu said lazily, it just so happens that I am going to take a year off to complete my studies at Xia University. Xiaoyu is different from other stars. His participation in youth was originally a hobby. Although Xia Yangkaiu and Yun Fengzi were herdsmen, Xiaoyu also completed his university studies long before his debut. He has a student status at Xia University, but there are no compulsory courses. Si fucking looked at her thoughtfully, I always think you are a little strange. Xiaoyu smiled, but did not speak. It just so happens that she relied on you at least once, Sci-fi said. It's perfect for you to help her recover her memory and strength. Xiaoyu hummed, and the corners of his eyes slightly raised. Being respectful is worse than obeying orders. Sci-fi glanced at him. She still felt that Xiaoyu was a little strange, as if he was plotting something. On the other side, Qin Ziya was also taken back to China by Zhu's Hung Company. The public relations team was overwhelmed, but the black entries couldn't be suppressed at all. In just one day, Qin Ziya's fans had already lost 500,000. This is real live powder. Ruan Chengfang was also at a loss, not knowing what to do. Qin Ziya was too smooth before, but now that something like this happened, the whole team panicked. Let Qin Ziya apologize to the public. The president of Zhu's Hung Company suppressed his anger. Don't take part in variety shows for 3 years, and Angzhen is filming. She has no substantive black material, and she hasn't cheated like those male stars. The company will protect her. Hua Jingwen has no evidence that Ziya pushed her. If there is evidence, it has been released long ago. President Mu, is it really possible? Ruan Chengfang was still flustered. The other party is Si she. As long as there are die-hard fans, what are you afraid of? Mr. Mu snorted slightly. After apologizing, go to Tang Haiqiu's audition immediately. The company has already arranged everything, and the heroine will only be her. Ruan Chengfang breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, I'll go right away. After hearing the company's arrangement, Qin Ziya took a deep breath. Tang Haiqiu's Xiangxia drama is a series of dramas, and the time of this new drama is after Walking the Devil. This is her only chance, and she must not miss it. Ching ching, a big bad wolf is going to take your little Pixio away. Ziobai, huh? The next time the vest drops the right hand of God, Yunlan will also drop it. See you tomorrow.